you're watching. Someone in chat wants me to say that. Happy birthday, Nicker.
All right, we do have also honorable mentions.
Yes.
Hi, this is Sal Governale.
The very contrite.
It's funny already. It's funny already. This.
Sal, what are you doing?
I'm trying to take a dump and these guys are interrupting me. Only on this show. Only on this show would you have complete coverage of somebody taking a shit.
I got to say something. Sal is now being videotaped by Howard TV taking a shit because of our hemorrhoid discussion.
Yeah.
We're going to see if his new will get rid of that. There he is now.
Oh my God!
And he has no newspaper.
Oh, look at him.
Why is he sitting there so long?
And
Sal,
what's he? Oh!
Oh, get off the bowl.
I don't want to see this.
Sal, get off the bowl. You're
Why
done.
do I work here?
You're working too hard on it. He's on there for a long time. That's why he has a
why are
hemorrhoid.
you there? You don't have to go.
Can he put paper on the seat? Do you mean God Almighty? I mean, put paper on the seat. You're filthy.
It's come to. Oh my God!
He doesn't know how to. He needs
How is he wiping? What is he doing?
Oh,
you're such
turn that
a-
off. I'm going to throw up.
We've come. Now we're taping South.
Could you turn it off,
Do
please?
you know any comedian who would...
He's looking at he looked at the toilet paper and then showed it to the camera, and it was just all disgusting.
Oh, I didn't see. Thank goodness.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
I turned away before.
He wipes too hard with that dry paper. He needs wet ones. I told him that.
I'm going to throw up. Just the thought of it.
That was Artie. You okay?
No.
We're all in shock.
This is again a human resources issue.
I
agree.
When are we going to turn him in?
Wait.
Lisa G is now inspecting Sal's hemorrhoid. Wow.
Oh.
Oh my God! Look.
She's a trooper.
Wow. Jesus.
What are you doing out there, Lisa?
What's wrong with her?
She can't hear us.
Let's see. Maybe I can.
I can hear you.
Oh, you can?
Yeah,
What are you doing?
it's part of my story. He said I'm doing a story about his hemorrhoids, and he didn't have them earlier, so
Now
I
you
said
can
I wanted to
see.
see how bad they were, but
Did you look?
yeah, I did. I did already. All right, it's enough.
All right, Sal. Pick
It's
up
a
your head.
little inflamed, but not bad. Nothing
Right.
really.
Lisa so wants to be in the club.
No, I don't. All right, stop.
Oh, stop it, Sal.
All right, so that.
All right, thank
really
you, Lisa.
nothing to
All right,
report.
Lisa reporting from the bathroom with Sal.
The hemorrhoid is all right. It's
I got to
not
tell
too
you,
inflamed.
Lisa's really committed to her job.
Yes, she is.
Not too many reporters would go down that dirty.
I wonder if Sal's hemorrhoid gave her any new interesting ideas for next year's cookie party.
Yeah.
She said my ass will look nice and clean. She examined it. And then she.
I mean, it looked clean. People's butts could be nasty.
Yeah. I keep my ass very, very clean. You know?
You had nothing hanging in, hanging out, no little.
Nothing. No little little pieces of toilet paper.
Right, nothing.
Like participle. No, no dingleberries.
Right. No
I think
dingleberries.
Lisa is a great asshole examiner. I'm gonna have Lisa examine my asshole every day with this diet.
There's a lot of assholes around here.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. You know what I think? I think every day I'm gonna eat, take a dump, go on a new diet, and every day
No,
Lisa will come
not
in.
every day. I
You're
need
gonna
a
be
month.
you're gonna be my ass. You're gonna be my asshole doctor.
You better be smarter than Sal.
Ganji's gonna lose that bet. I'm gonna prove. I'll prove. No matter what I say. Could be a bunch of hot air right now about Ganji, but let's see who wins the bet. I'm smarter than Jeff the drunk. And if I'm not, Ganji, I'm not giving Ganji the money anyway. I'll pay him with a $1 bill. He'll think it's 100. That's how we pay Beetlejuice on the road. It works like a charm.
It is time to find out the IQ situation now.
Yes.
All of the people who took the IQ test are actually in the studio standing here. I'm looking at JD, Ralph, Gary, Jason, Scott, Jeff the Drunk, the very thin Richard Christie, Sal Governale, and High Pitch Eric. The only person who is not here is Wendy the retard, who I have on the phone. Hi, Wendy.
Hi, Howard.
Are you excited to find out your IQ?
Yes.
Did you have fun taking the test?
Yes.
What was your most fun part? The blocks?
Yes.
Yes.
Mine too.
Oh, see, I'm now not confident in my bed.
Jeff the Drunk, your favorite was the blocks?
It was.
Yeah, you like blocks.
I loved it.
Yeah, okay. Now, Wendy, I'm going to ask you to hold on while I get Dr. Sit and Dr. Muggley on the phone. Dr. Sit. Okay, let me get Dr. Sit first and lock Dr. Sit in.
Actually, I should be confident in my bet.
Dr. Muggley is over there. Dr. Muggley, Dr. Sit, hi.
Hi.
Hello, Howard.
Now, Dr. Sit is calling in from Israel, Jerusalem, Israel. And
what's he doing there?
He's on a IQ mission.
A secret?
Top secret IQ mission.
Top secret IQ mission. Dr. Sit, you administered how many tests?
I administered 6 out of the 9 tests.
6 out of 9, and Dr. Muggley, obviously, you did 3.
I did, yeah.
Dr. Muggley, who did you test?
I tested Richard, Ralph, and high-pitched Eric.
Okay.
Richard, Ralph, and high-pitched Eric. By the way, Ralph told me he was very attracted to you. I don't know if that factors into the test. He said he was a little distracted.
I thought she was very cute, so if I do badly, it's her fault. I was very distracted. Very nice legs.
Were you able to concentrate, or were you busy looking over Dr. Muggley's situation?
I was looking around. It took me a while to settle in.
Dr. Muggley, are you a married woman?
I am not married.
Oh.
Hey, now. Hey, but I don't want to date an idiot.
I'll tell you what. I might not have a high IQ, but you have nice legs, evidently. All right. Now, Dr. Muggley and Dr. Sit, you administer these all the time. And we are excited. We know that you are legitimate IQ testers. And I said something before I give the results, and I'm about to give them. And I want Dr. Sit and Dr. Muggley to back me up on
verify
this.
this.
That, you know, boys, I think you're all very brave for taking this.
Except for high pitch and Jeff the drunk.
Why?
I mean, I tried. I mean, the doctor said to me, you don't get points taken off for trying.
Right. And you don't think he's the dimwit?
You know what?
Come on.
That pretty much seals the deal. Let me give you your money now.
All right. She thought it was Jeff. There's no way. Jeff's beating high pitch.
But Jeff loved the blocks.
He did.
I did.
No, the doctors, what I am trying to say is, you are all, what's wrong?
Well, he's like dripping sweat.
Are you all right? What's wrong? Why are you
fine.
You're fine?
I'm fine. There's something all over his arm, like snot or something.
Oh, God.
Oh,
why are you sweating? Do you want to sit down? Can you handle this?
I think I should.
You know, give him a chair to sit in.
What are I going to wipe it with?
Put your dumb hat down.
Wipe yourself off.
Oh, he's dripping.
Why are you sweating? Are you nervous about the results?
Yeah.
You are.
All
you know
right,
what?
Howard.
Howard, can I
You
also...
think he's not dull? He couldn't figure out how to take those napkins.
You know what? You're right. High pitch, you might have beaten him.
Robert.
If somebody has a folding chair, give him his seat, because for Christ's sake, I mean, the guy looks like he's going to collapse.
Howard, he also stinks really bad.
Jeff.
It's a combination of cigarettes and
sweat.
It's horrible.
I used deodorant, I took a shower 10 minutes before I got here.
It's horrible.
Did you,
jerk
Jeff? I hope you beat him in the test.
Yeah, never.
By the way, what you're smelling on Jeff is raw intelligence, as the doctor can tell.
Raw.
Jeff, you showered, right?
I did. I took a shower and deodorized.
All right.
Ass wipe.
How many cigarettes did you smoke?
Too many.
Okay. Now listen.
I had to smoke something. I'm so fat.
I know what happened. You're
Because I quit smoking and I got fat.
Oh my God! What do you weigh?
I weigh 280.
Wow.
Howard, is he smoking again?
Yeah.
He quit smoking, got fat, and then started smoking.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeff, that's the plan to trim down.
Jeff has like a second head growing out the back of his neck.
It's
disgusting.
Fatty did you.
All right, leave him alone.
And then he's...
Oh my God, they're picking him
What
up.
am I, a science experiment?
Which one of you doctors actually did the Jeff the Drunk examination?
The one with the cute ass.
Of spending 2.5 drunk hours with Jeff.
Right. All right. Well, let's get to it, guys. Let's get to it. Come on.
All right, what are we doing? Top to bottom or bottom to top?
I'm going to start off with the lowest, but I did want to make one statement. I made it earlier. You're all very brave. Yes, Jeff, you too in high pitch. Because it's not easy to hear these numbers. And let me tell you something. I made this point. Some of the most successful guys in business that I know are not high IQ guys. Your the doctor's vomiting from my lecture. Doctors, won't you agree that I was saying to the guys, who's making that noise? Wendy?
Oh, it's gotta be. You don't think it's the doctor.
Forget my speech. What I'm saying is, this doesn't measure how successful you'll be in life. Am I correct, doctors?
Correct.
Right.
Without a doubt. There's definitely connections or correlations with certain types of success, but it does not mean that if you have a low IQ, you can't be a superstar and a CEO. And does not mean if you have the highest IQ that you're going to be the top of a company.
Doctor, I don't know my IQ, but I made the point. I said I can go on the radio and be funny. I can go on Letterman and be funny. You take a look at Chris Rock or Richard Pryor. I don't know if these guys have the highest IQ, the lowest IQ, but they are a success.
But we do know these numbers will subject them to ridicule.
That's true.
As long as we're focused on our goal here.
Doctors, do you know your own IQs?
I don't actually.
You don't want
to?
to?
Neither do I. When you learn it in school, you're out of the running. You can no longer. Once you know the test, you can't sit for it.
I see.
I mean, we've both administered the test so many times that I actually have some of the answers memorized that when I'm administering it, so it wouldn't be accurate if somebody gave the test to me. So.
Right. What is it?
A quick question. Two different doctors administering the test. It's open to interpretation. Is there a plus or minus, like a point or two difference between what you guys could have? You know what I mean?
Good question.
Thank you. I'm smart.
Hey, Wendy, no offense.
What's going on there with Wendy?
I better get to the results. Wendy, you all right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's stop the chatter.
I just need to make one point. It's important that everyone knows that we have been given full permission by all of the staff to share this, to share the information with your audience.
Right.
Because confidentiality in our business is of the utmost importance. So I just want to make that very clear that we got specific permission to share whatever.
Yes.
We're not going to kill ourselves.
Well, anybody here feel like they're going to kill themselves if they are stupid?
Sal,
are you going to?
I'm inside already.
Sal looks bummed already.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I'm going to get to the person who was the lowest. Many people think it's Wendy. The person with the lowest IQ, and I don't know if it gives the actual number next to the name, does it? It does.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It does, yeah.
All right, here we go. Doctors, thank you.
You're opening an envelope? Is that what you're doing?
No, actually, I was picking my nose.
Oh.
I didn't want you to see. But that had nothing to do with the results. All right.
Oh, my God.
Wendy?
Listen to Wendy today.
Wendy, are you all right?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to say I think Wendy's going to mark in at the lowest, but watch this. Wendy, during the test, did the doctors rape you repeatedly?
Yes.
You didn't even know that, doctors, did you?
They gave us explicit permission.
All right, here we go. Here we go. The person with the lowest IQ is...
Who's the winner?
Wendy the retard at 61. And Wendy,
what do you think of that number?
I'll tell you what.
That's a great number.
Wendy, you did great. Did you know that you tested as high? I would have thought Wendy was like in the 30%, like 30 or something like that. Wendy, you did great.
Thanks, Howard.
You were a 61, which means that you are, according to this chart... Hold on, I'm going to tell you.
A lot of relieved people in the room.
No.
Sal's jumping. Everybody's high-fiving me.
Hey, Howard, I thought that was me for a second. 61.
No, 61 means mild mental retardation. So you're only mildly mentally retarded, Wendy.
Yeah.
There are people who have profound mental retardation. There are people who are feeble, severe. There's even people who are like vegetables.
So her name should really be Wendy the mild retard.
In fact, Wendy's almost not retarded.
Yeah.
What would she be? What's the next step up? What could she
anything
aspire
to?
to?
Anything above a 70 would have been borderline deficiency in intelligence.
So she's Wendy the deficient human.
Right. Under 70 is feeble-minded. So she's feeble-minded.
Okay.
Wendy, congratulations. You should be Wendy the feeble-minded one.
Yeah.
All right. So good for you. Doctors, were you surprised of her high level?
They're actually, Wendy's the only one that they didn't test because Wendy was in Florida.
Yeah.
All right, Wendy, in purposes of keeping the phone lines clean, I'm going to say goodbye to you.
Okay.
All right, Wendy, thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
See, she's going to have a great day.
Well, she actually did very well. All right, now let's get down to it. Right. The second stupidest person.
Oh, Jesus.
The person who was closest
Gary,
to
why are you
Wendy.
looking at me for?
I have heavy money, Eric, that you're going to be
big money.
That your
this
name is coming up next.
Money for
I
me.
got big money on you,
Either
pal.
it's coming in or it's going out.
Hey,
there
Eric,
are a lot of people who believe Jeff the Drunk is going to be the next name.
Well, can I ask Eric something? Is there somebody here that you think that you're smarter than in this group that's right here?
I don't know. I mean, I know I'm smarter than, the person who used to work here, KC.
Right.
All right.
Well, everyone agrees with that. Jeff, you think you beat High Pitch?
Without a doubt.
What if the name here is one of the staff?
Please, dear God, no.
And that would be a surprise.
Right. Eric, I've got heavy money that your name is going to be announced next.
Smart.
Robin seems to feel that Jeff Currow will be the next name announced. Am I correct, Robin?
Yes.
She's a Betty
All
White.
right. Wendy the retard was the lowest score. The second lowest score is Scott DePace.
Get out.
No, I'm just kidding. I didn't even look. All right, here we go.
That would have been great.
I wasn't buying it for a second.
All right, the second lowest score next to Wendy was...
Oh, Jesus, don't look at me.
What?
Don't look at me.
Sal, it is not you.
Oh, thank God.
The second lowest score is...
Me.
What?
Me?
Take it easy over there.
High Pitch Eric with a 66.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Dang.
Whoa. That's unbelievable. You're saying that Eric is 5 points smarter than Wendy?
Absolutely.
Holy
Eric,
Wow. Hi, I thought
Eric,
you were a lot smarter than that.
you just made a lot of money for a lot of people.
You did.
And you cost
And
Robin.
it cost me a lot of money.
Cost you money,
That's
too,
right.
Howard.
66.
That's right. No, but actually, Eric is only feeble. That's it. You're not dull.
You're only people.
So that's pretty good, right?
How is that, Howard? How is that possible?
Anything is possible. All right, Eric, are you okay?
Yeah.
Aww.
We knew you weren't the brightest bulb.
Hey, Howard.
Who did you think, Eric? Who did you think you were going to be?
Maybe Jeff.
Yeah, well, we're going to find out now. who
Maybe
the-
Scott DePace.
Right. I thought you might be Scott DePace. Me too. All right, go ahead.
I know that Dr. Mugley, she's the one that gave Eric the test. She had some concerns that he was being serious when he took the test.
Really?
Yeah, you should ask her because it's interesting. Her explanation.
What is your explanation, Dr. Mugley?
Well, I mean, I don't know, just because I don't have information on Eric's past functioning or current functioning, that it's really hard for me to say whether this IQ is 100% valid just based on his effort during the testing. And that's why during the testing I was kind of encouraging him, basically, okay, please try, put in effort, you don't get points taken off for
Eric,
nothing.
the doctor feels you didn't try hard enough.
I did try.
You did?
Yes.
You say you didn't because...
No, I know I tried.
You really did try?
Yes.
Okay.
You did your best?
Yes.
Dr. Mugley feels... She's been around.
She knows things.
She's done this test a lot.
Honestly, I did.
Maybe you threw the test so you should be extra stupid.
No,
he doesn't want anybody expecting anything from him. It's another scheme.
I did try.
You did try?
Yeah.
He said that to me in the elevator. He said she kept telling me, at least try.
Maybe Dr. Mugley couldn't believe.
What, was he not going to answer at all?
Dr. Mugley, what made you think he wasn't trying that hard?
Well, it just based on sort of the testing, behavior and kind of what was, how he was doing on the test and whatnot. I mean,
maybe she thought he was putting on a goofy voice or something.
Yeah, well, that's his real voice.
No, I know that's his real voice.
Hey, can I ask Dr. Mugley, so a person with a 66, can they, by most of your accounts, can they live on their own, function on their own?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's an extremely low. It's in the first percentile.
Right, and you would think...
See, that's my point.
So
you want something.
Eric does live independently from what you told me, and he does. I think he has a job, but see, I don't know all these things.
He does.
I don't know his past
He hands out cups.
jobs. Right, so I usually you might need some assistance if you have an IQ this low.
So this is not valid.
You're absolutely right, because either he's the biggest overachiever in the world, which is, in other words, for a man of his intelligence, he's gotten very far. Or
what's the other explanation? He threw the test.
Do you think he might have thrown the test?
No.
You didn't throw the test.
I tried my best
Wow.
taking the test.
So you realize how successful you are in life?
You're like the greatest.
But it's all based on the Howard Stern show. He scams people, gets jobs because of it. It's not like
But he lives on his own.
But he's getting a job. Somebody's hiring him because he's a goofy guy in the Howard Stern
Ralph,
show.
you don't even
The doctor is
understand.
saying-
He shouldn't be able to live on his own.
He shouldn't be able to eat.
He pays his own bills. Like, he knows how to write a check to pay
You
a bill.
write checks, right?
No.
Oh, you don't?
What do you mean you don't write checks?
No, I mean I get direct deposit from work and I pay my bills from there.
Oh, so you do pay bills?
How do you pay your bills?
With my ATM card.
All right, so he can do that.
Yeah.
He's got to put an ATM card in, know where to go.
That's why the doctor thinks you're higher level.
I think ATM's harder than writing a check.
Doctor thinks you're smarter than what you indicated on the test.
But Howard, I think I did the same thing when I got tested a while back.
Can I say something, Eric? I do believe you tried very hard, and I believe the result of this test.
See, I don't
but
believe the result.
the hardest thing with the blocks.
The blocks? Yeah. Blocks seem to throw a lot of people.
Which may have been the easiest thing.
All right. Eric?
And some of the questions are hard, too.
Okay. I won't give out the questions because you might do this again. All right, Eric, you're number 2. Okay.
All right.
Now we start the fun.
And now the fun begins, Eric. And by the way, Eric, I'm impressed with how well you get along in life.
Without a good score.
So congratulations to you.
Thank you.
All right.
Very successful young man.
That's a way to put a spin
All
on
right.
it.
Now, is anybody on the staff lower than Jeff?
No, that was yesterday.
Yeah, but is anybody on the staff lower than Jeff the Drunk?
All right, here we go.
Exciting thing we're going to find out.
The only person outside the staff is Jeff the Drunk. Many people have speculated that Jeff the Drunk will be the next name mentioned. Many people have said Jeff might surprise everyone, that someone on the staff might be dumber than Jeff the Drunk. And now
and we haven't even gotten to the dull person yet.
No, Eric didn't even make dull.
That's right.
So that means someone on our staff could be dull or Jeff the Drunk.
Howard, because yesterday on the phone you said to me...
You are not dull.
You thought I was dull.
You're lower than dull.
You're duller than dull.
You're feeble-minded.
If you work hard, you can be dull.
You didn't make dull.
But you're functioning. You're functioning like a dull person.
You have to work your way up to dull.
That's right. Okay.
You're a functioning idiot.
But everyone agrees you're a bore. All right, Eric. Now it is time to find out if Jeff the Drunk is the next person in line, as many people have speculated, even myself, Jeff, or did you beat some of the people on the staff?
Why are you getting me prepped?
All right.
We'll see.
The third person. Sal, you look nervous. You don't want to get beaten by Jeff.
It's not Sal.
No, I bet you it is. I do not.
I bet you it's not.
I bet you we're going to hear Sal next.
Please, God, no. If there is one.
He's all of a sudden praying.
JD, you're laughing. You think this is funny.
I love seeing Sal in so much pain.
All right,
You, JD.
I love how Sal's looking for God now.
The third person on the list.
From the bottom up.
From the bottom up. Next to High Pitch Eric. With a score of 89.
Which would make him dull.
Which would make him dull. But not retarded. Is...
Come on. Say it already.
Oh, don't look at me.
Ralph, it is not you.
You scared me. No, I'm not dull.
Jeff the Drunk. Jeff the Drunk. All right. Very nice, though. 89.
I'm not dull, though.
No.
Yes, you
well,
are.
I'll tell you if you're dull or not. Let me
Fuck you, Robert.
Let me see if you're dull. You are... Let's see. 70 to 79 is borderline deficiency. 80 to 89 is dull. So you're at the top of the dull. You're almost normal.
You're the
Almost
top of the heap
normal.
dull.
No.
I'm going to have to take it.
You're a point away from being normal. So congratulations.
Little surprised at that.
Howard.
Why are you surprised?
I thought he was like a 95-ish.
You thought he was smarter than that.
Yeah, I thought he was smarter than that.
No, he's dull.
I have to say something in Jeff's defense here.
Yes.
Yes.
Jeff, as we all know, is handicapped with his dominant hand, with his right hand.
Yes.
Some of the tests that are administered here require someone to use their hand. And Jeff did his best with his left hand, but if in looking at the details of his score, without a doubt, the tests that required him to use his hands and to use a pencil and to draw and to really move quickly with his hands were his lowest scores.
So he might have had a few more.
So I'm normal.
He could have gotten into the
Let's think of you as normal.
You're in the
There's no way you could be dull.
I'm ordinary.
There's no way you're ordinary. You're extraordinary. No, but so doctor, would it be fair to say in Jeff's case, because of his unusual handicap, that he could have lost points, IQ points?
Yes, he could. And if this were a more elaborate testing where we really rarely give one test to evaluate someone in total. No. If we would give more, without a doubt, Jeff's strong points and his strengths.
Very good. Jeff, you can feel good.
Thank you.
You're probably normal. We don't know 100%, but we feel you're probably normal.
How did Jeff lose the arm?
He lost it in an car accident.
Okay, not his fault.
All right. There you go.
Well, he was drunk.
Actually, it wasn't
Oh, it was his fault. He was drunk, so he's stupid.
Driving.
So
He wasn't driving.
Oh, I thought he was.
So can Jeff stop sweating now?
Hey, Jeff, you feel a little better now?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Okay.
Okay, now we get to the
Now for the
meat.
rest of the dummies.
We've gotten to the meat.
All right, now we get down to it. Fortunately for my staff, High Pitch, Wendy, and Jeff did not
Beat you.
Did not beat you.
Would you have fired somebody?
The person closest to Jeff, High Pitch, and Wendy the retard,
Oh, who could it be? Who do you think it is?
coming in with an IQ of 102,
Oh, that's not bad.
102, putting him in the normal range, but at the low end of the normal range. You double check that. 102 would be, yes,
Sort of in the-
average or normal, but at the lower end.
What is average or normal, the range?
90 to 109.
Well, that's sort of in the middle.
Coming in at 102.
I'm doubting everything now. I could be the 102. This is horrible.
Look at Jason is sweating now.
I'm going to throw up. I can't take
Jason,
this.
there's no way it's you.
Once you cross 100, it could be anybody.
Jason.
Yeah, that's true.
Jason. It's not you. Coming in at 102 is Gary. It's not you.
I knew that.
You should see their
But I
face.
did get-
Wait till
I
you
did-
see Howard TV.
Sal is going to pass out.
I know, Sal's going to pass out. All right, come-
There's sweat on my upper brow, and it's like when you said that, I knew it wasn't me, but it still felt like a punch.
Right.
But
What
Sal's
we'll
not
see on
even
TV.
breathing.
This is very American Idolish because the guys almost buckle when I say their name.
Yeah. Sal
What
is
is
not
this guy?
You won't see it in my reaction because Jason is taking up all the space.
Make a little. Get Scott on camera. You're blocking out.
You've been standing behind me the entire time. Move up. You don't want to stand next to Jeff. That's why you won't move up.
God, just move over.
It seems to
Stand
me.
next to Jeff. Look, there's plenty of space right there. There you go.
He smells. You're fat.
And you're bald.
And it turns out, it turns out that Jason, I don't know if he's the highest IQ, but he's the heaviest.
Yes.
All right.
That I win.
All right. Coming in at number 4 with an IQ of 102 on my staff,
Is?
Sal Governale. Sal. What's the matter, Sal? Sal, not bad. 102, you're normal. Sally.
Yeah.
You're normal.
Right.
What, you're upset?
He's just above Jeff.
Well,
This is something you want to say. You beat Jeff.
big deal. I'm at a loss of words.
Oh, Richard is hugging Sal. Richard, what's going through your mind?
I don't like to see him upset. I just want him. It's all right. Over 100 is good.
Yeah. By 2 points.
Dude, 102 is good. You're normal,
you're normal.
intelligent.
Yeah.
Isn't that better than you thought it would be? Didn't we have Sal between 95, not breaking 100?
Yeah. In fact, I know I lost money on him.
You did. You lost 500 to me.
That's right.
Just because I said Richard's smarter.
Well, that's good. I'm normal. That's good. Nobody's ever said I'm normal in my life, so this is actually
You're
pretty
normal.
good.
You're normal.
It's ironic
You can't-
that
that's
for
right.
an IQ test, I'm actually being called normal.
Anybody else want to weigh in on their thoughts, Gary?
Sal, was there an expectation in your mind that you would do better than you did?
I thought I would be anywhere between 89 and 105.
So then you did great.
You did great.
Well, no, I wasn't proud of that, my
Right.
expectations at all.
I bet if you take the IQ of a lot of the guys that look at piss websites, like Sal is on the high end.
Were you hoping you beat Richard in a way?
No. I hope Richard sweeps this whole thing.
You wanted to beat JD, though, right?
No, I love
No.
JD. I just wanted to do well for
All right,
myself.
well, you know what? It turns out you're not retarded. You're normal intelligence.
You miss dullness.
You miss dullness.
But I
by
am
quite a few points.
I still think I'm very creative, which is good.
You can't measure that in a test, right, Doctor? He's very creative. He makes fun
That
of
is
him.
correct. This
Right.
does not go near creativity. We know, Sal, you're very creative.
Did he score high in anything?
Dr. Sitt, you gave Sal his test?
Yeah.
Dr. Sitt, I understand at one point during one of Sal's answers you laughed.
Yeah, Sal's a funny guy.
He wasn't trying to be funny.
Not one bit.
All right, Dr. Sitt, we're going to move on now.
I'm normal. Good.
All right, so Sal is the lowest out of the staff.
Wow.
All right.
That hurts.
But you're normal. Depends how you look at it.
This is a staff that you don't want to have that happening.
Yeah, it's true.
All right, there's 6 of us left, right?
vampire.
stop.
But
Get out of here.
Harmon. Hey, by the way, I sat down to have my Munsters marathon.
Uh-huh.
So I've been holding on to this DVD, all the Munsters classics on DVD. I sit down to watch it, and I turn it on, and I realize what the DVD I have are the two Munsters movies they made.
Oh, no.
It's not the Munsters series.
It's not the TV series.
Do they have a DVD of the TV series?
I'm sure they do.
They do?
That's so disappointing.
Oh my God. So all of a sudden I threw it right in the garbage. I went, oh, it's the two rip-off movies. One of the movies, Munsters Go Home, I believe it is.
Where's home?
I don't
They
know.
inherit a castle like in London.
Yeah, I wouldn't watch it, but the story on it was Fred Gwynne, who played Herman Munster, really had kind of had it after the 2 years of the series, and he complained about everything, the makeup, this and that, the other thing. And the acting roles weren't great. They come to him and say, look, we want to put out a Munsters movie. And he said to them, he said to his wife, can you believe this Munsters movie? She said, you know what? Name a ridiculous price to do it. And if
they'll go away.
Because the guy could use the money. And, listen, don't grow on trees, especially when you're Herman Munster.
And they didn't pay back then on TV the way they do.
Well, he named a ridiculous price, and he did it. He slapped the makeup on and went right back to work.
They met it.
Yeah, it's wild when you see the pictures of Fred Gwynne, like, off camera. Always has a cigarette in his mouth. He's trying to keep himself from being bored doing the Munsters. But, boy, he was great in that. So was Grandpa Lewis. But the best vampires, to answer your question seriously, were Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise together. An Interview with a Vampire.
That's probably the best vampire movie ever.
Yeah, it really is. It's really phenomenal. I was shocked. Beth has never watched it, and she's a big Brad Pitt fan, and I was surprised she's never seen it, so I'm going to watch it with her.
That's what made me a huge Brad Pitt fan, was that movie.
Bullshit. I think it was Legends of the Fall.
Well, then that kind of added on to it.
He was on a horse with long hair, and his body was glistening. I'm not gay, but that's when I started hanging posters of him in my room.
Me and my old work buddy, whenever a new Brad Pitt movie would come out, like Interview with the Vampire and Legends of the Fall, we'd take off early from work at noon to go see it.
Well, Interview with the Vampire, I understand. Legends of the Fall is just such a
girl's
chick flick.
movie.
That is a flick where girls just get to look at Brad Pitt. There's absolutely no substance.
It was a travelogue of Brad Pitt.
It's him on a horse.
All the camera does is go up and down his body.
Right.
But they're in Montana. The scenery's beautiful, too.
Oh, who can see the scenery? Brad Pitt is in it.
Well, he's surrounded by beautiful scenery, so everything's beautiful.
You shave your pubes too deep. You run with Sal's dick. You painted his dick yesterday.
You did a beautiful job.
Thanks. I used a paintbrush, not my finger, though.
For once.
Oh, but on the...
Did Sal start to get hard when you were painting him?
He's chubbed up a little bit.
He did, really?
I think not much.
What's
it's hard
going
to tell.
on?
His wiener is so weird looking. It's hard to tell what's going on.
So you started painting it in the candy cane for that Santa thing.
Yeah.
And he started to get hard?
Well, to make it, first he made it white and he just stuck it in the whole paint jar.
Right.
Like it looked like he was a paint jar.
Yeah.
He just stuck his dick in there, and then I did the red around it. And while I was doing the red, it looked like he was getting a little excited.
Like he couldn't paint the red himself. He needed you to do it.
Yeah, I had to do it.
Did he ask you, or did you say, hey, Sal, I'll paint your dick?
I offered to.
You did,
yeah.
and he said thank you.
Yeah.
I think I could cram my cock in this whole paint bottle. You think I can, Chris? Richard, I just crammed my cock in this whole paint bottle.
Oh, my Lord. Stop it. Stop it.
It's Santa cock.
Stop Santa cock. I mean, please.
Richard, I stuck my whole cock in this bottle. Watch this. You won't believe it. Ready?
I'll believe it.
Dude, you gonna...
Look at that. Richard, my whole cock's in the bottle. Cock in a bottle.
I feel like a retarded Martha Stewart making Christmas crafts.
I wish it was Martha Stewart instead of you. Easy on the tip, babe.
So where was this in that little room of yours? And he's standing there, and you're painting it with a paintbrush, and he starts to get hard?
And you know how I can tell he got a little hard is because later the paint was all cracked because like his dick had been a little hard, and when it shrunk, the paint was crackled.
You guys really ought to act this out. You guys ought to get...
It looked like an elephant trunk. You know, the skin started breaking up and got scaly with the paint.
Started getting hard when Richard was painting you?
Howard, he insisted insisted that he paint me.
Yeah, but
you got.
You can say no. This is what happened. I saw the paintbrushes in the drawer. I said, "Oh, Richard, there's no paintbrushes here." Richard goes, "Oh no, there. I've seen them before." And in 2 seconds, he pulls out 20 paintbrushes. He goes, and he drops right to his knees like he's gonna blow me.
Right.
And he's like a little kid in kindergarten, just painting my cock. He's like, "This is wonderful. This is gonna be the greatest thing ever."
Did he say this is wonderful?
Oh yeah, he loved it. He loved it.
Well, how else are you? You're never gonna.
What about you? You mean you started to get hard? Were you embarrassed?
No, I mean, it's nice to have any contact with your penis these days, you know? I have to be honest with you.
Especially when the person is saying you're wonderful. It's wonderful.
Yeah, I talked him through it.
Hey, Howard, here's the paint jar I stuck my cock into.
Oh. Yeah, his whole cock fit
I can
into
fit my
that
whole
little jar.
cock into this thing.
That thing's the size of like a
thimble.
A thimble.
I can stick my whole cock in there. I can make like a magic act. I can make my dick disappear in this thing.
I wouldn't
You want to see it?
that.
I could. No. Oh no.
Hey,
Okay.
who has a bigger
Sorry.
cock, Richard or Sal?
Richard is
Richard's cock is constantly out, and it's
girthy. He's got a girthy cock, Richard.
Thanks.
Have you ever painted Richard?
No.
No.
Well, yeah, you did. Didn't we do Kiss one time? Or
Oh yeah, I actually painted. Who did I paint? I
Or maybe
painted. Insane Clown Posse on your cock. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Did he get hard when you did that?
He got a little bit. Yeah. There was a little bit of movement.
You guys almost got killed that day.
Yeah.
I know. We're never doing that again.
I thought it was a touching tribute.
Don't you think, like, you're painting his penis and he's getting hard and you're telling him how great this is? It's like, don't you think you're pretty close to, like, just kind of, like, doing something together, like jerking him off or something?
Well, if there's enough money involved.
No, but wouldn't you jerk him off? If Sal said to you at the back, like, "Oh, man, my wife just doesn't touch me anymore. Just do me a favor. Even if you put on a glove, just jerk me off."
I wouldn't. I wouldn't be able to. Honestly,
when
I
you're
would not.
painting him, though, you handle it. You know, you're practically jerking him off.
If I had one of those, those Spider-Man hands that you can buy where you squeeze, it's like a robot hand. I might use one of those on him.
Well,
Or
why
like
don't you go get one now?
Hey, Richard, can we tell about that jerk-off story a long time ago, 5 years ago, on the road?
Jerk-off
With the
story.
lady?
What? No.
Never mind.
No,
It's so funny.
What happened?
I think we talked. Well, Richard he was drunk off his ass one night, and there was a chick backstage. So I gave her a couple bucks to give Richard a hand job because he hasn't gotten laid. This is when he said he didn't get laid at 10. Remember 10
Before
years?
the girlfriend, right?
Yeah,
So-
when we were at K-Rock.
Yeah, so she was like some trampy skank, and I gave her.
Oh, now I remember.
Yeah,
this.
and I gave her a couple of bucks, and Rich's
All you
like,
had to do was say trampy skank.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was on her T-shirt.
Well,
So,
now I recall.
So Rich is like, "Thanks, buddy. This is gonna be the greatest night ever." So he drops his pants. He looks at his cock. She gets a whip or something.
Oh, God.
She goes, "You want a hand job, baby?" And Rich goes, "Yeah." She goes, "I'll take care of you." She picks up his hand, puts it on his own cock, and she jerks his wrist up and down. She wouldn't touch his dick. He jerked his own cock. Even the skank wouldn't touch his penis.
Oh,
Gotta
man.
get your money back, man.
Were you pissed?
No, I didn't. You know what? I didn't even care. I didn't really want to be around this woman anyway.
Well, why wouldn't she touch you? Because you smell?
I just didn't think she wanted to at all the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she got paid, so she had
Yeah.
So
I
she-
didn't know he paid her.
No, yeah, I gave her a couple of bucks.
I didn't know any of
Oh,
that.
I see. So you were just trying to make it like this girl couldn't resist him.
Yeah, because Richard hasn't gotten laid in so long, so I wanted to
It
hook
was
him
nice
up.
of you not to tell him.
Yeah, well, I wanted to help the
So you
guy
thought
out.
you were a stud, right? Like this girl was like, wow.
Yeah, I just thought it was some girl that was into me, but
But
I
meanwhile,
ended
she
up-
wouldn't touch you.
No,
So
I
what did
ended-
you do? You wrapped your hand around your penis, and then she just jerked your arm back and forth?
Like, I think she had a finger on my elbow or something.
Really
about
involved.
it. Yeah.
So did you jerk off?
I didn't even finish, I don't think.
Oh, my God.
Could imagine.
Yeah.
She probably just got finished blowing some crack addict, and she won't even touch his penis.
Well, I didn't even really want her touching me anyway, to tell you the truth.
Oh,
so.
please.
Rather have Sal.
Did Sal and Richard get a lot of pussy on the road?
No.
Sal's married.
I mean, I have a girlfriend.
I get Richard
so
on the road.
Before I had my girlfriend, I don't think I have made. That was probably the only instance of me even getting laid.
And Sal paid her.
Back at K-Rock.
And
yeah.
you didn't really.
Yeah, I didn't.
Wow.
But even with the band on the road, you never got.
Never, no. I went 10 years without it.
Yeah, that's when he was a rocker.
You must really be gross if girls won't even, like, for 10 years wouldn't have sex with you.
Well, I never really tried back then.
Yeah, but I mean, something.
Yeah, I
in a
had no.
band, usually somebody's throwing themselves.
Yeah,
at you.
but you know, I was in like heavy metal bands, and in the '90s, it was a sausage fest. It was mostly
You don't
guys
seem that
in the
gross.
crowd.
I mean, you know, he's not a
Thank
horrible-looking guy, right?
No, not when he takes care of himself.
And his girlfriend's beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you. She is
I
awesome.
remember there was a chick up in Louisville that was all over Sal backstage.
Really? Louisville where?
Kentucky.
Louisville where?
No, in Louisville. I remember
Louisville.
Beetlejuice got a blowjob in Louisville in front of everybody. This chick actually blew Beetlejuice.
Why does Beetlejuice get a blowjob and girls won't even touch Richard? I mean, you know.
Well, you should see what's willing to give Beetlejuice a blowjob.
Let's see, black, toothless, retarded midget, or Richard Christie. I'll take the black, retarded midget.
Well, Beetle standards aren't as high as mine.
Was the girl really gross?
Which, the Beetle one?
Yeah,
or-
the Beetle one.
Oh,
No.
I wasn't there. I
No,
don't-
she wasn't gross at all.
Really?
She was hot.
Really?
And we made a circle around her. It was crazy. You know, it was like, I don't know. It was insane. It was about.
Was this on stage?
This was upstairs from the stage. Upstairs there was a bar with a couch.
She came back and said, "I want to blow Beetlejuice."
No, she sat down next to him. She took her tits out. She put it in Beetlejuice's face. He was licking her nipples and everything. And then I said, "Hey, how about, for $10, would you blow Beetlejuice?" So she goes, "Not $10." So we took money. Everybody started taking money out. I think it was like $100. We handed her the 100. And she sucked his cock right there.
Wow.
And good girl. And she went home to her husband and kids.
She had a husband?
I think so.
Oh,
That's usually the case.
Yeah.
The single ones don't blow guys on the road. It's the married ones.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Single chicks are at, like, pure, you know what I mean? Looking for a guy who looks like Brad Pitt.
Right.
Married chicks with kids are looking for Beetlejuice in Louisville.
A few thrills.
Wow, that's just nasty.
Yeah.
Wow.
This one chick made out with Beetlejuice one time in L.A., and as soon as she made out with him, she turned around and puked right in the booth that she was sitting in immediately.
And Beetle's not insulted. He's
Not
like,
at all.
hey.
Oh, he was clueless.
Right.
He thought he was a stud. He thought he made her come out of her mouth. She orgasmed him.
She's squirting.
Wow.
Reverse squirt.
He's a stud on the road.
Really?
Amazing.
Women want to be with him.
Oh, they love him.
Wow.
Absolutely love him.
That's unbelievable.
Well, he's got a lot of confidence. He'll be like into women too, but they love it.
Wow.
He'll say, "Get the away from me, baby," and it's like
a pimp.
Yeah, like a
And
pimp.
that's a come on.
It is. Yeah, they love it.
Wow. He gets laid a lot, huh?
Yeah.
I've seen him like on video and everything.
There's one video where he's banging some woman and she farts and he like backs up or he's doing her doggy style, and you just see him back up real quick. And,
Yeah,
and
because
get
it
away.
was level to his face almost. So when she farts, she hits him right in the nose.
Yeah, you've heard of Tiger Woods. He's Tiny Woods. Well, all right, boys. Well, I'm glad to hear you got hard, Sal, when Richard was painting you.
I got a little tingle. That's about it.
That brush is soft. It feels good.
Why don't you just take the brush and flick it back and forth and see if something happens?
That I'd probably do.
You would?
Not just for fun, but if you wanted to do it as a bit for the show, I would do it.
You would flick
What
Sal's...
would that bit be?
You would jerk Sal off with a paintbrush?
The jerk Sal off with a paintbrush.
Get a hidden camera in there.
I don't want that.
Something's going on. Just go jerk Sal off. Wouldn't that be great, Sal? Because then you could come to work.
Yeah, but I'm getting from a male hillbilly
Yeah, well-
that doesn't bathe.
I'm not a hillbilly. I live in Queens now.
He's a Queens hillbilly.
He's like the Beverly Hillbilly.
Yeah, Queens
Yeah.
hillbilly.
Oh, man.
Queens Hillbilly. The Queens Hillbilly, starring Richard Christie and his band.
Hey, Sal, what does your wife think about all this gay shit with Richard?
I think it's less work for her,
Yeah, she's like, I'm not giving you. Richard just painted your cock and you got hard.
Yeah.
You had enough fun at work.
I'm satisfying him at work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's strange with her. It's strange.
What's going on? It sounds like you're not getting laid at all, honestly.
No, I'm doing okay. If you get it once a week, it's good.
Wow.
Are you getting it once a week?
No, but if you did, it would be good.
And no blowjobs, right?
Oh, no, that's out of the question.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like I dip my cock in battery acid or something. She won't go near it,
I would get a divorce.
Well, she doesn't like the
I
funny
just say,
thing
hey,
is,
you don't like blowing me? You know what? Let's end this.
the funny thing is that how come she liked to blow me before she married me?
She didn't know you.
Because, A, she didn't know you. B, you were on good behavior.
But if she could blow him then.
Right.
Well,
so it's
now
not
she
the
hates
penis.
you. Well, now she hates you.
I don't know.
But she
See,
lets
girls-
him have with her.
If you're an annoying to your wife, you know, whether you really are or not, but if she sees you that way,
right,
they can't get worked up over you. Your penis is like makes her vomit.
It's kryptonite.
It's kryptonite.
Right.
So they tell you, she just doesn't like you. If you really figured out a way to please her and sort of really be a partner,
Be
she'd
her
blow
friend
you.
again.
She'd be painting your dick.
Yeah.
Do you go down on her? Or?
No, she doesn't like that.
She just doesn't want to have anything to do with you.
Does it bother you that she doesn't like when you go down on her?
Nah. Why put in the effort, you know? You know what I
Wait
mean?
a minute. When you're actually having coitus, as they say,
Yeah.
does she move around? Does she look?
Yeah,
like
she runs for the door.
She's moving around while he's holding her down.
Yeah, she's moving all right. She's trying to dial 911.
She's reaching for the phone, calling the cops.
Sal, don't you think she gets embarrassed by you doing Richard?
I'm not doing Richard, first of all. No, and secondly,
that would be embarrassing.
no, she's not embarrassed. I'm making
so
a
she
living.
doesn't want you to go down on her? Did you try?
Yeah. I mean,
what
I
did
have.
she say? I don't like that.
Yeah, you
Well,
know.
a lot of girls don't like that, actually.
Yeah.
But wait a minute. I'm trying to figure out, is there any foreplay? I mean,
You know, I tap the bed. You know, I tap. They go. You know, time for action.
Is that your signal?
Yeah, that's my move. And she rolls her eyes.
You're like a conductor.
she rolls her eyes.
Yeah. She
Sounds
calls
romantic.
me. It's funny because she calls me CBB. That's her nickname for me. Which stands for Commercial Break Boy.
Yeah.
Because when she watch Oprah and stuff, the only time I can slip it in is during the commercials. So, so I have to sit there and wait, and then the commercial comes. She goes, "All right, get on top, CBB, commercial break boy." And then I get in, I get out, I roll over, I
So
go to
there's
bed.
no kissing, hugging, cuddling.
Little kissing, but a lot of times when you're kissing somebody, when you're having, it's supposed to be a passionate moment. And when she says you kiss like a dog or your breath smells, I mean, you kind of lose the moment, you know.
See, I like all that kissing. I like all that, like, you know.
Yeah, she used to love it, you know. So I don't know.
Can you finish during a commercial that quick?
Oh yeah, it means when you don't get laid as much as I do, you can finish in seconds.
So you finished during one commercial break on Oprah.
Oh yeah, one commercial break, I'm in and out. I'm out. Yeah, in 4 minutes, I'm done.
You can see part of the commercials.
Because I know Oprah saves she backloads the commercials, so she has all the commercials at the end of the show.
Right.
So can you last through the beginning commercials, which are real short, or can you have to wait for the last couple of commercials?
You know what? I don't know. I sit there and pout, and I think of so many things. So many bad thoughts go through my head. I don't know what point.
Honestly,
I'm not listening to Oprah. You know.
If my wife called me CBB, and then she cuts back on everything.
Yeah. And she used to call me the treadmill too.
I mean, but what is that about?
Well, because let's say she missed a day on the treadmill.
Mm-hmm.
She goes, "Well, I just read in whatever Woman's Journal that if you don't exercise, you can lose 275 calories during
Having
5 minutes."
sex.
Right.
So she goes, "All right." So after I had sort of one time, she goes, "Well, I didn't get on the treadmill today, so you were my treadmill." So she looked at me more as a calorie burner than as a lover.
I got to be honest with you. I mean, I couldn't handle that. You're a young guy.
Yeah, but we do get along. I have to say, we do get along. I don't know how, but we do. She puts up with a lot of my. You come home and say, I dipped my balls in a man's face today with candy cane painted on my dick, and she could shrug it off.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You take the good with the bad, I guess.
I don't know. It's just, every guy needs somebody to.
It's easier to jerk off. Jerking off is really.
On.
Oh,
Well,
it's
you'd
wonderful.
love a hot chick.
But he does love to jerk off.
I love it.
Well, because he has no other outlet. If he had a hot little chick in his arsenal.
He didn't do this when they first got married and were banging all the time, right? You didn't jerk off.
No, not at all.
The way you do now.
Well, I think if I went to the jerk off mode where I'm always jerking off,
yeah.
I think he's got to sit down with your wife and go, "Look, I'm jerking off all the time. I think we're done." I think you got to.
She would say, "Go buy another bottle of lotion." I mean,
Yeah.
What am I going to do? She's a good mom. She raises the kids great. I do get along with her. We share some laughs and,
What are those laughs?
When Sal does his black impression.
Give me a blowjob, baby. I don't know.
Keys to my lips. Please approaching the podiums.
Yeah. She gets right on her knees when she hears that.
Hey, Sal.
Yeah.
If your wife wanted to have a threesome with Richard, would you do it?
No. I wouldn't do it.
Why?
Well, because I have
She's
a
hot.
girlfriend.
No, I'm saying, let's say you didn't have the girlfriend. And Sal said, "Look, Richard,
no, I'm too.
We want to bring a third person into the relationship."
And guess who we chose?
We chose you. You painted my cock so good.
What a prize I am.
I think Richard would get jealous.
No, I can't. I don't.
You don't think he wants to share?
He couldn't get a hard on watching me with a woman.
Yeah. I can't. I can't look at friends' wives or girlfriends in that way.
Yeah. I can. I have no problem.
Too.
So you could do a threesome with Richard and his girl.
There are so many. I think there are so many wives buried in a guy's head. Other wives that we would just love to bang the twat lips right off their legs.
Yeah. Who are you thinking of, Sal?
You just have a circle of friends. There's always
Who do
one.
you think about? Which wives?
I can't say on.
You could say, come on.
No, I couldn't.
You're only thinking.
Which wife? Yeah, which wife?
You're not banging them. You're just thinking about them.
Dude, I barely get along with my wife. Now I'm not going to get along with the other wives.
He's going to make it uncomfortable at the Christmas party.
I don't know.
By the way, Richard and Sal's cock painting will be on Howard TV tonight. The cameras were in there while cocks are being painted, and you'll see Sal getting hard while
Richard's very artistic.
While Richard moans and goes, "This is great." There's Sal.
Oh my God!
There it is.
Hey, what would have been funny is if he was painting it and then he spooed in his face.
That'd be hilarious.
Oh, you would have liked
Sal had an accident on Richard's face. That would have been great. Oh, dropping loads.
Richard's face.
But you were saying the other day that you get really nervous around one of your friends' wives, right? Like you're kind of got some puppy love going.
Dude, you're going to kill me.
Yeah.
No, I don't have puppy love. I mean, I think that every guy, there's always some girl.
Absolutely.
There's a girl in every guy's life in the back of his head, like, wow, this girl makes me melt,
Mm-hmm.
But this girl doesn't make me melt. But there's always a girl in the circle of friends that you wish you can have with.
Richard, next time you
paint I would think so, right, Artie?
Next time you paint his cock.
But you don't say that on the radio when you're married. Yeah, you don't say that.
But you don't
I'm
say
so
you don't say
stupid.
my wife won't blow me. It calls me CBB.
The treadmill.
Next time you paint his cock, you should put on a dress and a wig, like a blonde wig, and see what happens.
real shiny lipstick.
And start texting other guys, so make it official.
Oh.
Did you once get super drunk and you told the woman that she was hot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the woman you really have the hots for?
No. Yeah, I was drunk, but I told her she was the hottie of the neighborhood, and she's
such an
yeah.
Oh my God!
And then I had to apologize to her,
Sal, when you're having sex with your wife, do you think about this other lady?
No, because I don't. You know what? There's not enough time for me to think. There really isn't.
But there's no time for fantasy.
No, there's no time. There really isn't.
So quick.
He's thinking about the Advil commercial in the background.
There really is no time. I'm in and out.
Right.
It's almost like it's like I feel like a foreman sometimes. Like, all right, drop your pants, let's get going.
Does she ever
but
get
if
an
you're
orgasm?
treadmill boy, you have to go at least 5 minutes, right?
Do you think she ever has an orgasm?
I think she does.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think when
How do you know?
When is that happening? Where are you?
How do you know she's having one? Does she make noise at least?
Yeah, she makes noise.
Oh, she does.
Yeah.
Oh,
she the works. Everything happens.
Do you play with the vagina at all? You don't even have to work her up. You just stick it in.
Sometimes I do a little playing, but then again, you have to know what you're doing with the playing, because if you play the wrong way, if you grab it, like a cord on a lawnmower,
that's ridiculous.
Then all of a sudden she's like, whoa, what are you doing? And then again, your cock goes right down. You feel it. You don't want it to feel like it's a favor. Like, you don't want a sympathy lay. Nobody wants a sympathy lay. You want to feel like you're important.
Yeah.
No,
he's right.
For $40, you could get a stranger that'll make you feel like you're Donald Trump.
How would you know that?
I don't know, but I have a good feeling.
$40.
Did you freak out when Oprah made her announcement that there's only one more year left?
Gives a rat's ass.
Well,
yeah, but what
because of the commercial.
Who gives a rat's ass?
Oh, yeah, I didn't think about it that way.
Never get laid again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oprah seems to turn her on.
Yeah, there's a few other shows. She watches The Hills.
You bang her during that?
No, that I don't even think. I think she loves that show so much she TiVos past the commercial. She won't take a break.
That's
for
a
it.
30-minute show. They have real short commercials.
Right.
Those girls, They are just little babes in the woods, you know, just sweet pieces of ass.
No.
And that sucks too, because you're watching this shit. I'm laying next to her. It's like laying next to a statue, you know, with my dick in my hand.
Do you ever get like toys involved and stuff, vibrators?
No,
They don't have time for that.
no way. No
Did you
way.
say you wanted to bang Doug Goodstein's wife?
Oh, Marlo's beautiful. I would love to bang her, but you know you can't. I mean, when I say I would like to bang her,
I don't think Doug would care.
no, I think he would.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
At this point, he's got kids and everything. I don't think
I think as a man, like when a man sees a woman who's attractive, even though he knows he couldn't bang her, he would like to bang her. You know, you like
so Marlo's one of them.
I would love to bang Marlo. You know, I would love to bang Mary Delabate. That one, if I had to pick anybody, it would be Mary
really
Delabate.
like Mary,
I love, you know, those long legs drive me through the roof. Those long, gargantuan, beautiful, thin. I mean, I just envision those legs just wrapping around my head like a tarantula pulling a beetle in.
Yeah.
You know, just your head just disappears in those thighs, and you can see her ribs because your eyes are just going through a pussy hole. You know.
Oh my God.
She is so hot. Mary Delabate is so hot.
She's a good-looking girl.
I guess I'm supposed to stop him, but I can't stop laughing.
She is one hot piece of vagina.
Oh my
Mary
God.
Delabate rules.
Have you ever talked to Gary about swapping? Maybe
You should.
I used to Photoshop me Mary Delabate, and I would send it to Gary. I'm not right, Gary. And
Right what?
Right what?
and I go to Gary thinking that he would get a kick out of it. I go, Gary, what do you think of this? He goes, that you photoshopped me, my wife? What do you think I think of it, you idiot? You're a jerk.
I have no recollection of that, but I'm sure I would have reacted.
I did that last 2 years ago, right here, and I got to look through my computer. Yeah, I used to do that all the time.
Hey, I'm sure. Hey, Gary, you're attracted to Sal's wife.
She's cute, no doubt. She's cute.
Would you ever swap if Mary said okay?
I don't think so.
No.
You know, I don't think so. Besides, you know.
Is it more me banging Mary, or is it more you banging my wife?
Oh, it's you and Mary.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
There's no chance she'll like it. I mean, I don't think it's going to be any threat to your marriage.
When she fell down in Amsterdam after she overdosed on that joint, I just wanted to drag her in the back and behind a dumpster. I mean, she looked so... I mean, here was this hot piece of ass laid out like a boxer. I just wanted to pick her up by her ankles like a caveman, take her behind the dumpster and violate her in the worst way.
Overdosing on a joint.
Gary's running around the bar. Mary, what's what I do? I go, never mind. I go, you go get something for Mary. I'll take care of her.
Gary, you go get the ambulance.
I'll wake her up.
Gary comes back, Mary's standing.
Yeah, she's standing like feels great. She's wiping her lips. Oh, Mary, you are doing a lot better now.
And Mary only needs one commercial to get off.
Oh, yeah. Oh, half a commercial. Forget about it.
You could do it right through it.
I think you would hear my zipper fall and me blow a load at the same time with Mary.
I love when guys, other women, how they, you know, it's going to be so satisfying to her. There's not enough commercial breaks in the world for you to get my wife.
I would so take care of your wife. She wouldn't be able to walk for weeks, Gary, after I took care of your wife.
With the dick you can put into a little thimble?
That's a weapon of mass destruction.
Wow.
Oh, jeez.
So even more than Marlo Goodstein.
Mary's first.
Mary's first.
Oh, Mary first, hands down.
Right.
It'd be great if Marlo and Mary were both on their knees sharing it. That's a good fantasy.
You could probably hook that up at my little party.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
There's enough of you.
Right in front of my wife.
Right.
Hey, Sal, what if Mary said you could bang me, but you got to wear Gary's beekeeper mask?
Not a problem.
He'll do it.
Or what if,
I'll wear Gary's kids' Halloween masks. I don't care. I'll wear anything.
what if you got to bang Mary, but then you had to blow Gary afterwards?
Would you do it?
You know, I want to bang her so, you know, wow, I'd give Gary a hand job to bang Mary.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, you really are in love.
I think we have a new bit.
We have a new bit. Bring her in.
Richard, why do you always bring it to a weird gay place?
Because he's gay.
Because it's funny to imagine Sal blowing you. It's hilarious.
It's really not. It's just you think it's funny.
Come on. If you came in here right now and Sal started blowing you, it would be the #1 Howard TV show for a month.
Why don't you do that?
Would you laugh if I came in there and Sal started blowing me? Would you laugh or would you be disgusted?
I would die laughing.
You would be disgusted.
I'd be on the floor laughing harder than I've ever laughed in my life.
Jerking off.
So Gary, did you know that Sal had such a thing for your wife?
He might have mentioned it to me once or twice, but I just think that Sal's so horny that he's got a thing for everybody's wife. But I didn't realize that, you know, clearly he's got something for Mary. We did go on vacation together.
Do you think he's being like really truthful about this, or is he trying to get under your skin like normal?
No, I think because it doesn't get under my skin. I mean, I felt really bad at how hard I was laughing at it. You saw I pushed down the button at one point. I said, I know I'm supposed to be telling you to stop, but I can't stop laughing. And my wife actually is amused by it too. She doesn't get mad at stuff like that. So no, I don't think Sal's trying to get under my skin. I think he just thinks I think it's what he feels.
Do you think it creates any awkwardness between you two, or if your wife has to see him again?
No.
It's all funny.
It's just, I mean, you can't take Sal seriously. You just can't. And you know, I'm pretty secure in the fact that my wife is not going to Sal, so I think I can still move ahead with my life. Now, Sal's wife and me, who knows?
Sal, so you really have a thing for Mary Delabate.
She's smoking hot. That's just the way it goes.
Now, is it more that you have a thing for her, or are you trying to get under Gary's skin?
No, she is. I've seen the classy Mary Delabate. I've seen the funny Mary Delabate. I've seen the elegant Mary Delabate. You know, she has all of those characteristics that I love about a woman. And now I want to see the filthy, wild, whorish, in the bedroom Mary Delabate. Because she has these long legs. They're long, sleek, beautiful, smooth legs. And those big, I love those Amazon thighs. You know what I mean? Like, where you just get completely lost in the pussy. That's what she's got. She's hot. I love Mary. And Mary loves me. And let me tell you something. If there was probably one guy that she would take a chance on screwing around with.
Why do you say that?
It's this raccoon magician looking right here.
Why is that?
She digs me. She digs me. And it's kind of funny because I built my whole career on making fun of her husband. And she hated me for that. And that's how I was known, by putting down Gary's lips, teeth, breath, and everything else that's stupid about him. And she hated me. And then we went to Amsterdam together. And it was like, na 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 na, Mary Delabate, I want you behind a dumpster when you're passed out on weed.
Do you think you could give it to her better than Gary?
Dude, I'd feel so hard, her would pop out like a cork. Just like, that ass would just pop out and roll on the floor.
And what about Doug's wife, Marlo?
Oh,
you mentioned her
just
too.
Sweet, precious, angelic. Those eyes looking up at you, you know, when she is doing the most foulest thing. That right there, dropping loads. Right there, I'd spurt like a fountain.
How have they reacted to this, to Doug and
You know, I would
Gary?
hope they would be flattered, you know, because it could go just the other way around. You know, on this show, you could say, I'm not banging that chick. She's a fat, ugly pig, you know. I'm not banging her, you know. She's gross. I would rather hear. What would you rather hear? Would you rather hear a guy say, "Hey, I'm not going to your girlfriend. She's ugly," or would you rather hear, "Hey, I'd love to your girlfriend. She's got those long Amazon gargantuan thighs and a tight little puss wrapping around my face, smother me."
So you're just giving a compliment.
I want Mary Delabate to like smother me like chloroform with that, but like that vagina is like a handkerchief, a pink handkerchief of chloroform. And I want her to wrap her legs around my head so hard that I pass out in the vagina. That's a compliment. That's because I love you, Mary. Dreams do come true on the Howard Stern Show. And you're looking at your dream boy right here.
For real excitement now. Ladies and gentlemen, give me some Take two. Welcome, couples. Newlywed Game brought to you by my good friends at Playtex, Intimate Wipes. For before and after, don't worry, Sal and Christine, you don't need these. Be clean when it counts. All right, let's meet our couples. Let's find out. Now, this is for $5,000. We're not kidding around here. This could be really, really big. Let's say hello to Mr. Ronald Mund and his beautiful girlfriend, Stephanie. Stephanie, welcome.
Thank you. Good morning.
Do you think you and Ronnie will win? Do you know each other really well?
I think we will. I have confidence, so we'll win.
Okay.
We're going to take it.
You know, it's funny, as I look at the panel, and I think everyone has said this, like, these are three really beautiful women who do not look like they belong with these men do not look like they belong with these women. It's really...
They all look like kidnapped victims.
Yeah. It really is weird. Like, really, three really incredibly attractive. I don't know who's more attractive. I mean, but three of the ugliest guys, right? Stephanie, don't you think you're too good for Ronnie?
No.
You don't?
No, not at all.
I mean, at the end of the day, you come home and you go, you're too good for Ronnie.
It's Ronnie. It's Ronnie.
It's Ronnie. I mean, it's Ronnie. Ronnie,
good for her.
You're too good for her, Ronnie? Do you really?
You're too old for her.
You're too something.
Ronnie, do you really pay attention to Stephanie? Do you really know her well, or is she just your subject?
No, I know her pretty well, I think.
Right. Do you feel confident that you could beat Sal and Christine and Benji and Elisa?
We'll see what happens.
We're going to see. But you're pretty relaxed about it. The way the game's going to work today, you guys, is that the ladies will sit here. I have 15 questions. You'll answer them. The guys will come back in the room, and then when they come back in the room, we'll see how well you match up. Whoever matches up the most walks away with $5,000 from Freshens. Refresh my memory, Stephanie. How did you meet Ronnie again?
That was for a month before the Motown hierarchy song.
Does it make you sad to see what had happened with Michael Jackson, that he's like kind of like a freak?
You know, I've known Michael ever since. When he was a little 10-year-old kid, standing in a little box, combing his hair in the dressing room. And I've known Michael really, I've known pretty intimate, I knew him. He was at the top of his game when he was that age.
Yeah. Right.
And he never really got away from that age, that feeling. He was bigger than anybody at that age.
Right.
And then all of a sudden he grew up, but he still...
Childlike.
He still wanted to be that age.
Yeah, he didn't want to get older.
No. He was Peter Pan. He really was Peter Pan.
Yeah, it's sad.
But the rest of the family was kind of wacky too.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're from Gary, Indiana, and all of a sudden you got millions of dollars. You're going to be wacky.
You know what's funny with you guys? In your movies, you made it out like you guys were shitty musicians. Like whenever you guys would start jamming with your guitars and stuff, it would always sound crappy.
Work, yeah.
So it was a put on. You were a professional musician.
Yeah, it's for humor,
Yeah, right.
That was the only thing I had against Cheech, going on duets. He was trying to be serious,
Right.
And I try to tell him before, always be in a character,
Right.
A funny character doing the music, because, there's nothing more boring than a real good musician being a real good musician.
When you were a musician, is that how you met Bob Dylan?
No, Dylan came over to the house when I was a comedian.
When you were a comedian and you were famous.
Had a nice house in Malibu.
Dylan was a fan of Cheech and Chong.
Well, no, actually, Dylan... We had a mutual friend, a guy named Bob Gilbert.
Right.
Was this artist that built Dylan's house, and he built my house and Cheech's house and boats and everything else. And he was like a little go-between. And I was having Tai Chi lessons at my house. And Dylan's wife, Sarah, was part of the Tai Chi class. And then Dylan came over one day to play basketball. He liked basketball.
You played one-on-one against Dylan?
Cheech and I and Dylan, we all played. It was like a one-on-one thing.
One-on-one? What, not a game of horse, but you would just play whoever scored 5 baskets first?
Yeah.
Did you beat Dylan?
I don't remember. I think so.
Really?
All I remember is Dylan tried to drive by me, and I dumped him on his butt. It was sweet. Just bam.
Was it that one time, or did you become friends?
No, we're like, as much as you can become a Dylan friend, he's
a weird guy.
Oh yeah,
like you guys are weird.
He's almost weirder than you, man. Almost.
No one's weirder than me.
You've met all the Hollywood greats, all the big rock stars. Is everybody weird?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Who isn't weird?
Basically, yeah.
So you beat Bob Dylan in basketball, probably?
Oh, just one time.
One time, and that was it.
And then we went into my steam bath, my sauna, and we hung out there for a while.
With Dylan, naked?
With Dylan, yeah.
You were naked with Dylan?
Yeah.
And he didn't try any funny business, did he? He didn't reach over and...
We're not telling that.
Was it weird to meet a guy one time and then say, hey, let's get naked and get in the steam room?
It was very weird. It was Bob Dylan. It was very weird.
Yeah.
Because he seemed really young.
Yeah. And you said to him, hey, man, let's get in my steam room. Was it you, Cheech, and Dylan?
And Bob, yeah.
Naked?
Yep.
That's weird, man.
Yeah.
You were naked.
That's sweating.
Three
though.
of you.
Sweating. It's a whole different
It's
thing.
kind of creepy, you know? Was Michael Jackson in there, too?
And I would be creepy.
No, Michael would be busy if he was around me.
Who was the greatest comedian that ever lived?
The greatest comedian?
The greatest. Who was the biggest
that you've
influence?
seen, let's say.
Red Fox.
Red Fox was your biggest influence.
Red Fox was the greatest. I've seen Red Fox a couple of times. I seen him do 2 hours.
Wow.
One time, and he got the crowd up.
He was funny.
And then he got so terrible. He got
took him
so
down.
bad. He took him down that they were leaving. And he went to the door and opened the door for him.
What was the
and
problem?
they ran out.
Do you think he didn't know when he was funny?
He
Or?
knew. He had that control. He could do anything he wanted with an audience.
Well, why would he want to make them hate him?
Because that's part of the game, you know. Get
bored.
Get him to love you, and then get him to hate you, and then get him to love you again.
Really? It was so easy for him. He played games like that.
Steve Martin.
Yeah.
Steve Martin's in that caliber.
Yeah.
Steve Martin could take any audience and do anything he wants with them.
Wow.
I mean,
yeah, they say in
those
the early.
guys.
I read his book, Steve Martin, and in the early days, he describes his learning his craft. It was like science to him.
Yeah.
Fucking with the audience and seeing what the hell he could get out of it.
Well, he had the best teacher, an empty room. You know, no one coming in, and you had to do your comedy.
Yeah, it's almost impossible to learn how to do that in front of a huge crowd.
No, you can't.
And Lenny Bruce was one of your influences too,
Yeah,
right? I would
time.
think.
Big
yeah.
time, big time.
Yeah.
But Lenny wasn't of the same caliber as
Red
Steve
Fox.
Martin or
Red
Fox. No.
Wow.
I mean, what I'm talking about is, most comedians can make you laugh for a while, you know.
Right.
But to take an audience up and then bring them down, and like I've only seen Steve Martin and Red Fox, the only ones that did it.
What about Richard Pryor?
Well, Richard Pryor would do it, but Richard was more. If Richard was stoned, really stoned, coked out or something, you'd see some incredible stuff that you go, whoa, you know, oh, I don't know if I wanted to see that. but when he was getting very popular in that, he never took that extra one where he would take him. He'd just make you laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh.
Was George Carlin one of the greats?
Yes,
he was
definitely. Carlin was more of a wordsmith, you know.
Right. Yeah.
He could do anything with words. I saw him at a tribute to Mort Saul.
Right.
I saw all the great Jewish comics. And
You told somebody that you thought George Carlin got very bitter toward the end of his life. He did? How do you know that?
Just the word out, you know.
Why was he bitter? What was he having to be bitter about?
Maybe he knew he was going to die or something. I don't know.
Really? Well, how did that manifest itself? How did he become bitter?
Well, he became bitter. He started, you know how he would attack the establishment? Well, he started attacking, like, homeless people. He was attacking everybody. He was attacking everybody.
His last couple are real angry.
That's bitter.
Some guy. Homeless. Get a job. What do you mean? What are you hanging around me for?
So you never seem bitter to me. You always seem like just a happy guy. Like no matter what life deals you, even going to jail.
Even going to jail,
and you deal with all that. You just kind of just go through life, man.
I found the secret, man.
What is the secret?
The secret. Well, you know the secret.
No, I don't.
Yeah,
I mean,
do.
I do, but you
would you
tell
give
us.
it to us?
Could you remind me again? What is good weed?
No, the secret is
new pussy.
The secret is, you know how they say the muse. You know, they talk about the muse.
Yeah.
Or watch Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods knows the secret.
Yeah.
See, there's a power. There's a power that drives us all.
Pussy.
Okay. It's a power.
It's pussy.
No. No, that's a sexual drive.
Oh.
No, the power, there's a power that drives every one of us. We all have access to it. But only the few, the greats, really know how to access that power. And Tiger Woods is one of them. You watch when Tiger had his broken leg.
Are you talking about the Force? I
the
learned
Force, what do you want to call it?
Star
The
Wars.
Force, or you want to call it the Presence?
Are you talking about the Matrix? No.
Gamorrean Guard, Jedi Master. I think I know what you're driving at.
The
here,
Presence.
man. Yeah.
The Presence.
Let's smoke a joint. Yeah.
The life force. The life force.
And you're saying Tiger Woods is onto it.
Okay, you like when people write some great things or do operas or whatever, you know, if you ask them, how did you do that? A lot of writers, you know, they get, like Hemingway used to get drunk out of his skull so he'd get out of his own way so he could write. So it's that force that actually did the writing for him. And like Tiger Woods, when you watch him before he does a shot, he stands, like he does a little meditation. He stands there and then all of a sudden you can see it almost click in. He'll just almost like nod his head. Then you walk up, and then you hit the most incredible
So you're
shot.
saying you have that?
I know how to access it.
You do?
Yeah.
Who taught you that? Who was your teacher?
I've known all my life.
You just knew how to do it?
I've known all my life.
Did you always know you'd be famous? Did you always know it would succeed, the Cheech and Chong duo?
You know, I once, I don't know if it was in this book or the other book, but I said one time I was in a car with, we just played with Hendrix.
Right.
And I was in the car with the band, and I said, you know, I'm going to be bigger than Hendrix someday. And the whole band looked at me like, are you nuts?
Put it into perspective, though. Put it into perspective. Was Cheech and Chong the biggest comedy act in the world?
It's going to be.
It's gonna be? You mean there's still life in Cheech and Chong?
Oh, yeah.
What do you mean it's going to be? It is,
we haven't,
though, right?
No, we haven't.
Did you sell more records than Steve Martin?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
And your movies were made millions and millions of dollars.
Bigger than anybody.
Are you
the top
honored?
rental.
Are you honored that, now the pot movie is coming back, with this Pineapple Express?
Yeah, we just had Seth Rogen on. I thought he did a pretty good homage to you.
Love it. Love
you
it.
like that. Did you see Pineapple Express?
Not yet.
Yeah, they smoke a lot of weed in it.
Oh, I love Knocked Up. Knocked Up, to me, is one of the best bouncer dialogue in the world. I've never seen anything better than that. I love Seth.
Tommy Chong's book, Cheech and Chong, is in stores now. Now, I should tell you that Tommy will be signing copies of his book today at noon, and you got to meet this guy. I don't know. There's some aura about him.
Well,
He's
he's
just a
got
good
that
guy.
power, the force.
He does have the force.
No, access. I know how to access.
yes.
And what he's saying is, if that power knows how to putt really good, you could be Tiger Woods.
Tommy, believe it or not, you could even touch him, maybe. I don't know. Tommy
Maybe
will be,
get a little bit.
Yeah, maybe get some of the force. You guys have to read the book because it's an amazing life. I mean, including smoking weed with Arnold Schwarzenegger is in your past. I mean,
Well,
is it
Arnold has
weird?
admitted to that. We're not outing him, are we?
No. Is it weird now to see the guy you used to smoke weed with?
Yeah,
Is the governor?
I've seen him. I seen him just recently.
Did you? Where'd you see him?
In the Starbucks. We go to the same Starbucks, and he looked at me and he recognized me right away. He said, "Tommy," he said, "I said, you remember me, Arnold?" He goes, "Oh yes." He said, "We both had a dream."
We both had a dream.
Yeah. He said, "Yeah, he did that."
Except you ended up in jail, and I'm in the governor's mansion.
He didn't have that far.
So that was the whole interaction. Here's a guy you shared a joint with, and that's all he had
But
to
we
say.
looked at. But every time I've seen Arnold, we have a connection because we did Up and Smoke first before he did his movies.
Right.
And so he was a groupie right away.
Right.
Because he knew me before I even was Cheech and Chong.
Right.
And then all of a sudden he saw me come up with Cheech, and all of a sudden I'm doing movies, and this is what he was into.
Right.
And so he knew me from that level. And then we tried to get him to help me get out of jail. And so he knew me from that level.
I remember that,
You
yeah.
went to him for a pardon, didn't you?
Well, we went to see if, we had people talk to him to see whether or not he could do anything.
And he didn't step in.
Oh, no. He stayed totally away from
Well, how do you feel about that?
Oh, I understand it totally. He's a Republican. Come on.
He couldn't be releasing a pot guy. could he?
What was the saddest moment in your life? Do you address this in the book?
I don't think I do.
But what is the saddest moment in your life? I mean, it seems like such a blessed life, but there had to be some real
Well, I mean, he
downers.
went to jail, Howard. How was
Was that the saddest moment in your life?
I good question. When I realized that Cheech and I had broken up.
That was it.
When I went to the movie, when I realized that he was doing another movie without me, and I actually come across, they were shooting a location scouting or something, and I came across the whole crew that used to work for me, and there was Cheech, and they just kind of went, "Hey, how are you doing?" They just walked down by me, and that was the saddest. That was the saddest time.
What broke you two up?
He did another movie.
What was that movie?
Born in East L.A.
Yeah,
Born
it's
in
a
East
good
LA.
movie.
And he never even told you. He just said, "I'm."
No, he told me.
He did.
He says, I got offered a movie without you.
Wow.
And I'm going to take it.
You felt that was betrayal, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, big time.
Is that the one he did with Eric Roberts? Roberts?
No.
Did you say to him, hey, Cheech, wait a second, come on, we got a huge thing here. We beat all the odds.
It's funny. You know what I said? How about the act? What about our act? He says, you got it. He gave it to me. He said, you got it. And then just recently, How about the act? Okay, I want it back.
Not so fast, white man.
No, it turned out so perfect because had we stayed together, we wouldn't be together now.
Right.
We would have been over. We would have been done, over with. But the fact we broke up at the height of our movie career and everything enables us to get back together now.
Yeah,
it's like
but that's painful.
Business.
You're absolutely right. This guy was your bro. This was your #1 guy.
He slept on your couch.
It was my career.
Yeah.
I was a movie director, directed like 6, successful movies. All of a sudden, without Cheech, I don't have a career.
Right.
I had no movie career, so I had to go back on stage.
Here's what I predict is going to happen. You and Cheech, of course, are now getting back together. You will get huge again, and he will dump you again.
He's just waiting for the chance. He's just waiting for the chance.
He's pulling on you what Red Fox did to the audience. He gets you up, and then he fucking takes you down.
Don Johnson's going to call him back to do another Nash Bridges.
Look, man, the book is called Cheech and Chong. It's the story of Cheech and Chong, and Tommy tells it so well, and you got to go meet this guy. You talk about a great energy. Every time I see Tommy, I go, boy, I love that guy.
Yeah.
Real quick, Richard Christie, who works for us, goes, he's never once asked me, all the years he's worked for us, he says to me, I just want to meet my hero, Chong.
Oh, he calls
go
him
ahead.
Chong.
Chong, he calls. First of all, the guy's name is Tommy Chong, not Chong.
Mr. Chong.
Mr. Chong.
He has shorter hair than a lot of your fans.
Yeah, what do you want to say?
I just want to say that you, Mr. Chong, are quite possibly my biggest comedy influence ever.
You said that about Howard, though.
Well, Howard too, but
and by the way,
my earliest influence.
Be nice to this guy. He's a slow adult. So, all right. Go ahead, yes. Go ahead, yes.
I mean, I've watched your movies like millions of times and grew up with you. I saw your first Cheech and Chong's next movie is a masterpiece. I saw it when I was 8 years old, and I've been hooked ever since. And I read your book. Your new book is brilliant, and I just want to say I'm a huge fan.
Thank you.
You don't even smoke weed, though, do you?
No, I don't. I haven't since 1992. But
you know what, Tommy? This guy, he works for me now, but he was considered one of the top heavy metal drummers in the world.
Another musician, yeah.
Another musician.
For who?
A band called Death and Iced Earth. They were heavy metal bands. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, he's not as big a loser as he looks. That's what I'm trying to establish so that you won't treat him how Jack Nicholson treated you.
Richard always told me that his favorite. You always told me your favorite Cheech and Chong movie was Born in East L.A.
That's what people tell me all the time.
Well, you are a great guy. You know that. I don't have to tell you. You have found your inner chi or whatever it is you want to call it, and
his inner Cheech.
His inner Cheech. You found him all right.
Can I ask Tommy real quick?
Oh, you have a question?
You have a question?
Do you plan on making another Cheech and Chong movie?
Yeah, you're kidding.
Oh, you are? Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
What do you mean, yeah? Is it going to happen? Oh, yeah. You wrote the script?
Not yet, but we're doing a concert movie for the Weinsteins, and then right after that, we're talking about a series of them.
So you're going to have to play some sort of older stoner now, right? I mean, you gotta.
The great thing about comedians, the older you get, the funnier you get.
And the movie you're planning, is it just Cheech or both of you?
Yeah. Will Cheech do the movie without you?
So far,
if he gets a chance, he will.
So far, it's both of us.
You know what I should do? I should call up Cheech and say, Cheech, listen, I know you're getting back with Tommy. I got a movie for you.
I have a movie just for you.
You got to dump that guy again.
Howard, real quick, too, one of the funniest moments ever on your show, and they replayed this on Master Tape Theater last Sunday, was you had Tommy on the phone in 1997, and he was looking for a new Cheech for his movie.
Yeah.
And you had Crackhead Bob audition as the new Cheech.
Yeah, he didn't get the part.
That would have been brilliant.
My favorite memory of Cheech and Chong, and this will always be so great, was when I had that dopey Channel 9 show.
The Christmas
show.
Oh, yes.
We were taping Christmas special, and I asked Cheech and Chong if they would be a part of it, and they agreed to be, which was thrilling for me. And we wrote a whole Christmas show, and Tommy was in this sketch where I played the Virgin Mother, and you guys were the wise men.
Right, I remember.
And you were smoking tons of weed.
And you gave birth.
I gave birth to baby Jesus.
To Dan Foreman.
To Dan Foreman, baby Jesus. When Channel 9 saw it, and it was funny, and when Channel 9 saw it, they said, there's no way we're airing this. It took, our Christmas special didn't get on until July. I had to beg them to show this, and they finally showed it, and they got so many complaints, and it was just unbelievable. And I said to them, don't you guys understand? I'm not really the Virgin Mother, and it's no longer Christmas, so it doesn't matter.
Not Jesus.
Yeah, and Dan's not Jesus. And they were like, okay, air it. Oh, my God.
The executives, wait, you're telling us Dan Foreman is not Jesus?
Well, all I know is, but I always thank you for that. And there's a million great memories in the book. Go read the book. I'm not kidding you. And go see Tommy Chong. And go to CheechandChong.com to get all the tour dates and everything for their reunion, which we will go to, right? Richard, we're all going.
Absolutely.
We should all go.
Yeah, well, I'm going without Richard.
Oh.
No, I will go with you.
At Radio City, that would be great.
Tommy, great
so
seeing
cool.
you.
Thanks, man.
Tommy, how'd it go, man?
Oh, as usual, incredible.
You've been coming on the show for years. What is it about Howard's show that you like doing?
Well, Howard, it's Howard. There's no one else like him. But we've been around long enough to find that out. Everybody tries, but no one really even comes close. And Robin, see?
Robin's always a plus.
Well, that's part of his strength. Howard knows what makes him great.
Cool. So it sounds like things are going really well for you, man.
Incredible.
You got the tour, you got the book.
I think it's karma, I went to jail, and now it's payback.
It's your turn now.
Everything's happening, and it's crazy. Like I wrote the book, I had no idea we were going to do the tour. And after I wrote the book, I'm thinking I need a good gimmick for the book, and all of a sudden, Cheech and Chong are back together again. And I got a book about Cheech and Chong, so it works out good.
A live, brand new show. I'm trying to figure out which mic George is on. It's been so long I can't remember. George, what mic?
George is here.
Hold on, wait. Hold on a second. Say something.
Good morning. Good morning.
Guess
Am I on?
Yeah, I couldn't remember which.
Good morning.
How are you?
I couldn't remember.
Just fine.
I couldn't remember which switch worked the microphone for your.
And which switch am I?
You're number 4.
I'm number 4.
Number 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
What a great voice.
How are you, George?
Iconic voice.
When's the last time you were here?
I think it's been more than 3 months. It's been much too long. And congratulations to you on many, many counts. Certainly on your upcoming wedding and the merger of Sirius and XM.
There's another marriage, that's right.
And congratulations to you on California allowing gay marriage and the fact that you and Brad are getting married. I already sent you. Did you get our gift yet?
No, not yet.
Yeah, okay.
We've been out of town an awful lot.
Oh, all right.
But yeah, I'm a happy guy to be hitched to the guy I love with loving family and friends surrounding us. How much happier can one get?
It almost became like like the biggest thing in your career, even bigger than Star Trek or Heroes.
I'm telling you, the way the press covered it, we weren't quite prepared for that. We were just swarmed by that massive media coverage.
Well, there's you, there's Ellen DeGeneres.
Yes.
And
last weekend.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. Here gay marriage went through, but they needed to put a famous face on it. And you guys were right there.
You became the spokesperson.
Well, we're doing what we wanted to do, and our Supreme Court finally gave us. Well, they said, you guys have been living in sin for 21 years, so it's about time you made it legit.
That's right. Might as well make you legal.
Are you nervous? When is the wedding?
It's the 14th of September.
Okay.
Next month.
Did you get a marriage license yet?
That's when we got that massive media coverage.
I see.
So we do have the license now.
Now, when you get a marriage license, because I've been looking into this, you've got to.
Oh, you haven't gotten yours yet?
No.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Oh,
even though it's been reported everywhere that I'm married.
That's right.
I don't know how the fuck that happened. I mean, there must be 5,000 reports I can play you about that I got married this weekend. And I wish everyone would calm down. Who cares if I'm married or not? I'm telling you this. I never saw such interest in a non-thing.
Too many media outlets.
Yeah.
And they
That's
love
what
to
it
get
is.
it wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, they had us already married, too. All we
that
did
right?
was get the license.
Yeah, so you got the license. Did you have, you have to have a birth certificate?
Oh, you do?
Yeah. A driver's license?
We didn't have to have our birth certificate, only our driver's license.
That's it?
And $70.
You have to have a birth certificate?
Oh, yeah. You have to have. There's 4 or 5 things you have to have from each column, and you have to match one of the columns.
Really?
Yeah,
Not in California.
You have to have a birth certificate, a driver's license. I've got to have my divorce papers.
You're
well, I want you to prove that.
Yeah. You have to prove you're divorced. It's a whole fucking deal.
I thought of a couple loopholes, though, for George. You could, I think, they just specify gays getting married, not 2 men. I think you could have said.
No, they said marriage equality.
But
Every
I
person
think you
has.
could have years ago gotten married and just said you guys weren't gay. You just were two guys who wanted to get married.
No, you couldn't.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, you just say, look, we're not gay guys. We just
Hey.
want to get married.
So when my question was, when you went down to the,
City Hall,
the city
or wherever
hall,
you go.
did you have any like thoughts like, wow, this could fuck everything up, this could mess it all up? Did you have any kind of trepidation?
We were a little nervous, not because of that, but because it was, something that we hadn't expected to happen, and we were really excited about it. But
How did people know you were going down to City Hall?
Well, the press, this was the first day that marriage equality was going to start happening. So the press was there en masse. And when we showed up, we were just, swarmed by them. We couldn't move. And then they asked, the mayor of West Hollywood was making a speech, and they asked me to make some comment at the same time, too. And so I said, may sweet equality live long and prosper.
This is a big career move for you in a way. I mean, I never saw so much publicity. You're on fire.
Do you think he's getting married just for his career?
I think it's for Brad's career.
I don't think so.
Yeah, Brad's become a name now.
I know.
Mary Ann from Brooklyn, you're on the air. Good morning.
I was going to congratulate you. I wanted to be the first caller, but I can't believe I was sucking into that. It was all over the post, the computer. People were calling me wherever I went. People said, I said, yeah, I guess. Barefoot on the beach. I knew it couldn't be at all.
No. We first.
Tell me,
I would tell you when I'm getting married. I told you, we're having a family thing and a thing for our friends.
So why did the Post print that?
Why? Everything they print about me is wrong. I mean, in fact, I spoke with Lisa G through a third party, and because I said, well, it's according to Lisa G, and Lisa G said, look, I never reported that. I reported that Beth was going to wear a sundress or something with your family.
Right, and barefoot on the beach.
Something like that, and that's not even true. I don't even know what that is. So here's every media outlet reported it, and it's completely false.
Could I give you my take, Howard? Is it going to be around like the Labor Day weekend when you have vacation?
You know what? I don't even want to talk about it anymore. I'm sick of it. I'm actually starting to get, what do you call that, cold feet. Not because I have any doubts about Beth. I just don't like all of this hoopla.
It's too much, Howard.
It's too much for me. I'm not George Takei. I can't handle it.
He can't take it.
I can't take it.
You better talk him down.
It's for you and your family to be
I
private.
should have just taken her off somewhere and married her. That's what I wanted to do.
I love you so much, Howard. I saw your
Thank
tattoo on your ring. It's hot, sexy thing, Howard. If it wasn't Beth, I wish it could have been me.
No, you don't.
Even
Trust
you
me.
laugh at that.
I love
You don't
you,
want me
Howard.
mounting you. Trust me, Marianne.
I love you,
All right, thank
Howard.
you very much.
Congratulations.
You have no
anyway.
idea what it's like when I mount a woman.
Are you getting helicopters flying over your place?
No, nothing like that.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's enough already with this marriage stuff.
I know, the press-
I'm like the bride-to-be here. Poor Brad. I saw him on the newscast when you guys were getting the marriage license. He looked like a deer in the headlights. He does not like being on camera. He looked like he was frozen.
He gets very nervous very easily.
Yeah.
And the cameras and the photographers and the crowd really shook him up.
Was it a romantic night, the night that you went and got the marriage license? I mean, here you'd been on TV. The two of you had been interviewed. Was there sex involved the night that you got your marriage license?
The night before was wonderful.
It was, because he was excited and you were excited.
Exactly. But the night of the night after we got the license.
So you guys were so worked
he was
up.
completely frozen.
You guys were so worked up,
Really?
you blew each other, and then went down to City Hall.
Wow, that's right.
Right.
We were.
That's right.
We were energetic. We were just full of vitality.
Oh, wonderful. Let's go down and get the license. Oh.
It was a happy occasion. Why not
We're
celebrate?
getting the license.
Now, in a situation like that, do you switch off positions? I mean,
Of course.
like who gets it? Or
You don't have to be gross. Come on. That's very
we're all
personal.
You've heard of the
you
numbers.
brought it up.
69.
Well, you two blew each other and went down. I'm sorry. I'm
You know
sorry to
what?
get gross.
Listen, George is not only in a gay marriage, he's in the gayest marriage.
Well,
That's
I'm
right.
just curious.
So you made love to Brad the night before you got your marriage license, and was it on a night you typically don't make love? Because I know you have set nights.
That's well, Sunday.
Right.
Sunday's actually it's the morning. Sunday morning
is the always.
Always.
No
when
matter
you,
what.
When you should be in church, you're fucking a guy.
Well, I am in church.
Sunday morning always, right?
Sunday morning always.
Right. And then this was not a Sunday, was it?
No, it was a, I think it was a Monday.
Monday. So,
Monday.
right. So Sunday you had your normal sex.
Right.
And then
Sunday night we did.
And Sunday night you did because of Monday.
Oh, so it was a double header.
And Monday night, nothing happened. We were
really we're exhausted.
Oh, well, I could have gone.
So you wanted to go Monday night is when you watch football. So why would you?
Brad was all frozen up. He was so, he was a nervous wreck.
Really?
Yeah.
I understand that.
Is
Because
he
first
getting
of all,
cold feet? We're talking to George.
No,
Maybe
because there was-
Brad is getting cold
no,
feet.
because there's, he's not used to all this attention. I mean, I understand.
But they were at home.
He was going but he was going down to City Hall, and reporters are going to cover this thing. And
what about your penis?
The one show,
Thank you.
Good Morning America. I think it was Good Morning America. You guys were next to each other, and Brad, he was had a smile concreted to his face.
Yes, that expression never changed.
And he kept you guys did look like the happiest two people alive.
We did feel
which
great.
was nice. to see.
Brad looks like a guy who's not out of the closet and just got outed. He's just like, it's hard on Brad.
It is hard.
But you don't think this will have any deleterious effect?
Deleterious. It's going to be a joyful thing.
You don't see it changing at all when you say those vows and now you're committed to each other?
Well, we've never gone there before, so we
Right.
don't know what's going to happen. But I know, for me, it's going to be wonderful.
All
Because
right.
we're going to have our family and friends.
How many people are you inviting to the wedding?
Well, we're getting married in the Democracy Forum of the Japanese American National Museum, and the capacity is 200.
Right.
And, we have a long, long list of dear friends. So we feel terrible that we couldn't invite them all. You guys are invited. But
Yes,
I
thank you.
know that, you have a show on Monday.
We sent our regrets, but we
I
did
know.
send a gift.
Oh, bless your heart. We thank you so much. That's very thoughtful. We
Well,
haven't seen it yet, but we appreciate it very much. It's very kind of you. And
I
Artie,
made a donation.
Yes, I know. You were so generous. Thank you. And that's very important what Artie did, because
What did he do?
He gave a very generous donation to the Human Rights Campaign.
Well, that's what it said in the card. It said
Right.
you could either send money or. In lieu of a gift,
in lieu
actually,
of a
which was
gift,
very nice. It said you could donate to the Human Rights Campaign, and that's what I did.
But Artie was on heroin at the time. I didn't mean to write that check.
No, this was before heroin.
Well, that was why the sum was so generous.
By the
That
way,
was
George.
mine.
Oh, is that why?
No, I'm always generous, George.
And the reason for that is, there's a ballot measure coming up in November in California. People who want to nullify the Supreme Court's ruling and take away our marriage.
Oh, no.
And Artie is
You
helping
mean as
us
soon
fight
as you
that.
get married, you could be nullified?
Well, we're gonna fight it tooth and nail.
Did you believe
And
people are wasting their time trying
Really?
to...
Arnold Schwarzenegger, good for him, is on our side this time.
Finally,
is
he got on the right
opposed to
side.
it.
Well, remember on this show, you yelled at him and you told him
did.
off. And it obviously got through his head.
I'm sorry I brought that name up.
Yeah. King of all blacks, you're on the air in Ingleside, New Jersey.
Yes, Howard, I love you, man, but you're very complicated and confusing. I don't understand why if you have beautiful kids, I don't sound like a broken record, you have beautiful kids, why would you deny her of having kids? I don't understand.
Well, I'm not denying her of anything because she's telling me she doesn't want kids.
But she doesn't, trust me, I mean, she doesn't mean
I said
that.
to her, I don't want to deny you anything. So if you want kids, I'm not the guy for you. I can't raise more children. Even my mother said to me, I understand totally.
Yeah, but everybody understands but her.
No, you're not hearing me.
Why are you talking for Beth? Did she call you this morning?
You're saying, Beth, you're making this like it's an argument or a hassle. She said to me, I don't want children. I never have. When I was a little girl, I never dreamt about having kids, and it's not my thing. Listen, my niece is married. She doesn't want kids. Robin's been in a relationship. She could have had kids. She doesn't want kids. There are people out there who don't want kids. My friends Will and Carrie are married. They don't want children.
I could point out a lot of people who don't have children, King.
And then a lot of people go, then why get married? And I go, well, as long as there's sex involved.
That's still your decision.
Right.
It's nobody's business but yours.
Okay. So you don't care about the resentment that her family's going to give you secretly.
Well, I don't care about her family resenting me. I just care about her.
It's still Beth's decision. They can't resent him.
But do you honestly, can you have Beth come in and take a lie detector test?
Yes, I would do that. Should I do that? I'll do that.
Why would you do that? I mean, you
it'd be good radio.
You have to trust your spouse.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I won't do that. I trust my spouse.
You better not. You better not.
Where does it end? How many that you can make in a relationship?
We'll have her in here every week.
Beth said to me, if she feels like having kids, then she'll end the marriage.
Right.
Yeah, right.
That's what she said.
Yeah, right.
Well, that's easier said.
What do you mean, all right?
Don't let love blind you. Listen, what she's saying is because I know how you might be. I perceive you as being kind of like subtly controlling a little bit, and like in the sense that she's gonna say what she thinks you want to hear.
Right. Well, maybe so. But
let me tell him something. There are people who change their minds. That's one thing that can happen. She right now does not want to have children, and this is a fine relationship for her to be in. But there are also people who say, you know what, I want to be with this person so much, then I'll give up that dream because I want to be with them.
Well, she's the first one.
She told me last night she loves being with me.
Right.
As I was sitting there goofing on the Olympics.
Well, obviously she loves being with you, and you love being with her, but she's still saying something that she thinks you want to hear.
No, that's not necessarily the case.
This is so
King.
silly.
Just stop it.
You think
He
Jillian?
doesn't even know her. Why are we listening to him?
Let's say Beth and I broke up. You think Jillian Barbary would leave her husband for me? I think she would.
Listen to the way she's carrying
Yeah.
on.
I think if I called her and
I
said,
think
look.
the Grant is only safe as long as you're hooked up.
Yeah. Yeah, I really believe that. She told me she would have sex with
She'd get
me.
rid of that tattoo in a minute.
She came right up to me. She said, I'll have sex with you right now.
I think we do more for promoting her show, quite frankly.
Maybe.
We don't talk about her every day.
Right.
She lures us in.
Johnny Frado. Hey, Johnny.
Hey, what's up, Howard?
How you doing, bro?
I'm calling you to tell you I hate to agree with King of All Blacks, but I'm telling you, you're going to have kids.
I'm not. I'm not like you, dude.
Johnny, did your
wife...
wife...
listen to me.
What?
I swear to fucking God, I swear, I did not have any intentions to have kids. Not the second time around.
Right.
Well, I got one in the oven.
Well, why?
But how did that happen, Johnny?
You know what, Robin? I don't know. I mean,
You wear a rubber, you won't have kids.
Doesn't he know that if you have sex with a woman, she'll get pregnant?
What happened? Your wife started, browbeating you into it?
No, this wasn't nothing discussed. You know what happened? I'll tell you what happened. She snuck up on me with sex, with no rubbers, with no nothing. She snuck up on me. Howard.
Nah, you knew what you were doing.
Absolutely.
You wanted a kid.
You were barebacking it, and you knew what would happen.
Howard, never have I had sex and said, having a kid is the last thing that I think about. I'm a shallow man.
Yeah, but Johnny, you let it happen.
I did let it happen.
Yeah, so that's you. That ain't me.
But I'm telling you, but listen to what I'm saying to you. This girl is a rational girl. It's not the girl. Like Robin and I said the last time, it's the brain. It's the body.
No, Johnny, this was you making a decision to... Johnny, you made the decision to have the kid. You put it in her and you came.
Yeah, but I mean,
that ain't me.
I honestly didn't. I never once, while that was going on, did I think, our kid's going to result from this. I know that's very retarded, but honestly, I never gave that a thought at the time.
But Johnny, just because you never gave it a thought doesn't mean you didn't do it. She didn't trick you.
Right, you wanted a kid.
Rob, I'm saying if you
trust me, Johnny, if you didn't want a kid, if someone said to you, "Look, if you put your penis in this woman, your penis is going to fall off," you would wear a rubber every time.
No, but I'm saying to you, yeah, but there was
you knew what you were doing. In other words, if I put my penis in Beth without a rubber,
you're taking a chance.
Then I'm going, hey, okay, I want to have a kid. On some level, there's something in the back of my mind saying if that happened, that'd be a good thing.
She wants a kid, I'm telling you right now.
Well, you don't know this girl.
She's too, no, because see the thing with the animals, like I told you, a long time ago, we had a dog, there was a dog, dog was the baby, everything was fine, ask her where the dog is now, dog's in Iowa.
The dog got shipped out?
Oh, the fucking dog, talk about and the motherfucker turned on me. Because he thought, she didn't want him no more. The dog was the baby. She bought clothes for the dog. The dog had little feeties and coats and sweaters and all kinds of stuff. And I thought, okay, this is perfect. We just keep dressing this dog up. It'll stay little. There's the play. All of a sudden, down the pike, here comes a baby. Now here comes another one.
Wow.
You know what I talk about every day? Baby names.
No.
That's all we talk about.
And you hate kids.
I do hate kids. That's the fucked up part of this whole deal.
I know. You're not even happy with your kids.
No, I'm not. No,
They've been a big disappointment to you.
I raise them bad. That's what the problem is. I raise them.
You're not a good father, right?
I'm a terrible father.
Right.
Well, I buy them a lot of shit and everything, but they want to talk to me and stuff like that.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I know. I'm in therapy. I had to learn how to talk to my kids.
Buy him someone to talk to.
Listening to all this.
I'll tell the little kid, go talk to Johnny. He's closer to your age. You know what I mean? You have a lot more time.
Poor Johnny.
He likes you. Why, Johnny's in the room now playing. They fight over Guitar Hero. I had to go in there yesterday and tell him, okay, both of you motherfuckers, shut that thing off. Johnny's 29. He's 7.
29 and 7.
That's an age spread.
I'll tell you, Johnny, I don't know what...
And play Guitar Hero.
I don't know what you're doing with your life.
I'm trying to figure. I'm trying to save your life right now.
Well, you are.
I'm telling you.
I'm not having kids.
Beth, I'm telling you, Beth is. You can see just from pictures of her how she is a very. I'm telling you, it's coming.
So then we shouldn't get married.
No,
but this is Johnny saying this.
I know. Johnny's ruining it.
Sure. Nail Jillian Barbary when she gets to the wedding, not before the wedding. Not after, before the wedding.
Right. All right, listen.
You get your revenge in advance.
Johnny, I got to move on, but thank you for the call.
You know, Howard, listening to this discussion, it makes me so grateful I'm gay.
You're not kidding. It eliminates a lot.
We can have sex and not have that anguish at all.
I have a gay friend who once said to me, he goes, oh, man, he goes, if I was heterosexual, things would be so much less complicated. I go, no, just the opposite.
Really?
Yeah.
There are no accidents in gay sex.
No. Anything goes. You'll be fine. No babies involved. It's the way God meant it to be.
Well, I don't know about
gay.
that.
Babies would be at our choice.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. You can't accidentally do it.
No.
Will and Jason had a bachelor party over at Rick's Cabaret on Thursday at noon. Yeah. They say Sal goes over there for lunch every day. Like he's like a regular at Rick's Cabaret.
That's where he has lunch?
Well, they said he's so regular there. Like when he walks in, he's like, he'll walk up to a girl. Hi, how'd your engagement party go?
Like he knows personal stuff about the girl.
Right, Gary? Didn't you tell me like when Sal walks into Rick's Cabaret,
they said he's like Norm from Cheers. Everybody knows him, and they said he walked into a waitress and was asking her about her family vacation.
Hi, Sal.
He's her emotional friend.
Yeah, hi. Gary said like he left the bachelor party. Sal was still there. Like, how many hours did Sal clock in?
I didn't go to the bachelor party because I had my kids with me. So the bachelor party started a little bit after 12. I needed to call Sal. I called him at 6:20 on his cell phone. Nobody answered. I called him at home at 6:30. His wife answered. She said he was still at the bachelor party. And he called me back at 7:30. He goes, yeah, I just got on the train. So he'd been there for 7.5 hours. And I heard he told his wife the party started at 2, so he could squeak a few more hours out.
Let me ask you something. True. Where were the bachelors by 7?
They left at 4:30.
Well, dude, what do you do there for 7.5 hours at Rick's?
It's like anything else. When you're having fun, time just flies.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
you didn't realize what time it was.
No, I thought it was like 4 o'clock. I had no clue.
Back in the old days, I used to do 7-8 hours at the strip club.
Did you really?
Out. Sure, right.
Isn't it wonderful?
Yeah.
Isn't it wonderful?
But yeah, I don't know what I've only been to Rick's about 3 times for lunch, and when I go there, I'm very personable. It's important to be nice to people.
And 3 times you know about a girl's family vacation?
What do you go in the back room or?
No, I don't do that.
You don't go in the back room.
Can't afford it.
Can't afford the back room.
No.
Yeah.
But it's a good time.
Do you have one girl that you're really into over there?
No.
You're into them all.
You don't have a Rick's wife?
No. When you're married, any girl is good.
Right. Lisa G is here. Lisa G from Howard 100 News.
What
Lisa.
a weekend.
Yeah. Lisa, what's going on?
Oh, I don't know where to start, Howard. There's so much stuff. You know, you talked about Jason and Will's bachelor party at Rick's Cabaret, but what you neglected to mention was that Ronnie the limo driver paid a dancer to give a lap dance to John Hine.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this dancer, Avalon, is now $20 richer without having to do the lap dance because John refused.
Yeah, John's like way into his wife and
no lap dance, no
He takes his
masturbating.
marriage seriously.
yeah, he really does. And he's like, he never masturbates. He only has sex with her. I don't buy
You know,
that.
Tom used to say that too. Remember Tom
Yeah.
Chiasano gave up masturbation because he thought it affected his marriage?
You know, I think people are still afraid to admit they masturbate. And, you know, like, I
You're
decided.
telling me you think John Hine does it and doesn't say?
I know he does it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, there's no, you know, sometimes you just do it. And it's not because you don't love your wife, and it's not because you
But
have a
you're
sexual
saying
problem.
he consciously does it and
Yeah.
won't admit it.
Yeah, he's embarrassed to admit it. He doesn't want his wife to know. But I'm telling you, he masturbates.
You know,
not a lot. I mean, I jerk off, like, if Beth's out for the night and I got some porn. Like, I told you I watched Strap-on Sally the other night. And I'm not ashamed to admit it. And I had sex by myself.
I think one of the major influences you've had on society, without question, this is all you, as far in my head, and it's a positive because it's more honest, is being okay with admitting to masturbating, watching porn, like, you know, the small penis thing. Like every guy, it's liberating.
Politicians aren't doing it,
Well, the
though.
fuck politicians, but I'm saying
but can I
guys
tell you
in
something?
general. But it's right. It's odd now, since Howard became sort of a big star, that a guy isn't willing to admit that you masturbate, and John clearly is. I know a couple other guys who say, I never masturbate. How's it true? It can't be true.
John loves this show, and I would assume would only be honest.
Right.
Now, some guys don't want to tell their wives that. You know, some guys don't want to admit it. You know, even all the years I was married, like, I'd come on the air and talk about jerking off, and then, you know, even my wife would say to me, gee, did you really jerk off? And I'd go, no.
Oh, you wouldn't admit it at home.
I wouldn't admit it to her. And, like, you know, and like, I decided now in my new relationship, I'm honest. I tell Beth, I beat off. I beat off.
Yeah.
I did. You were out, and I beat off to Strap-on Sally. And she
Creates
goes,
an
You even admit that it's to Strap-on Sally.
and she goes, I want to see Strap-on Sally. And I said, no, because you're going to think I'm disgusting. I mean, really. And, you know, because I know she's going to be like, oh, those girls are so gross. Meanwhile, it's Carmen Levana and all these girls, and they're hot.
That's nice of her, because maybe she wants to watch it to see what turns you on.
We are shocked at what you think is hot.
I know. You guys don't get it. They just don't get it. But
Chicks
anyway,
hate when you're like a filthy broad.
Right.
Like a...
but everyone masturbates, and everyone has sexual needs.
John, get in here and defend yourself.
Hey, Robin,
What?
like, you masturbate now that Jimmy's not with you, right?
Well, I masturbated during.
You did? Even Lisa G masturbates, right, Lisa?
Not now.
No? Why?
Just, I don't know. I think it's a phase I'm going through.
See, I don't believe that.
You're
And John,
abstaining from pleasuring yourself.
and John, I believe that you turned down the dance, and that's great, but I do believe you masturbate, and I think you're embarrassed to admit it.
Why?
I don't know. Because you are. You don't want your wife to know.
So admit it.
Why?
You're embarrassed.
Because you don't want her to think you don't love her or something. Like it would be like almost like cheating on her.
Not at all.
You're thinking about other women.
Not at all.
There's no way you haven't relieved yourself at some point or another. Your wife's on the rag or something, and you just go, you know what? I got to jerk off.
I've got no reason to tell you otherwise. Like Artie was saying, especially on this show,
right?
The last thing you want to do is start lying about stuff like that.
I say you've done it.
Okay.
And I don't care, and I think you're sticking to it now, and very much like a John Edwards kind of thing.
Are you saying you never did?
No, I have, but not. I can't. What I said was I can't remember the last time that I have.
They do say, however, and John suffers from diabetes. Diabetes is supposed to affect a person's sex drive.
That is true.
So, do you think your sex drive has been sort of quieted?
I think so. I think it definitely has had an effect.
Because I know with me, I'm constantly hard and constantly, you know, having sex. I mean, I have to. If it's not with Beth, with myself. I mean, I need it.
Sometimes he just knocks himself down.
Yeah, I mean, I had sex with Beth yesterday morning, and then I was in the afternoon. I said, I want to take a nap. Maybe I should go jerk off. You know, I mean, all of a sudden, I go, man, I'm 54 years old. This can't be right.
I'm actually annoyed by it. It's like one other chore you have to do because I know. Well, no, listen. You feel it coming on. You go, look, there's no broad around. You're not dating somebody. You're alone. It's a Tuesday night at about 10. You had your shrimp fried rice. And it's like, you know what?
Want to go out.
I know for a fact I am not going to be worth anything in a conversation until I jerk off.
And I know George Takei, as great as he is, as great as actor as he is, I know he has to do it too because Brad does not give him the amount of sex he would even like.
Well, that's right. But I was thinking, you know, with age, it'll probably wane. But after hearing Ernest Borgnine, I know that that ain't going to happen.
How old are you now?
Relief. I'm 71.
Yeah, and you're saying you're still jerking off.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Now, did
well,
Brad
I mean, if
get
it's
upset?
just Sunday.
What? Sorry, George?
If it's only Sunday, you know.
Right.
There's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
How can you marry, honestly, can I say something serious?
Yeah.
How can you marry Brad if, now I'm just throwing this out there, he gives you sex one time a week. It's not like you guys are in a marriage where you're going to have children or anything like that.
Yeah.
So if there isn't any sex, what's the point in getting married?
There's dignity.
Yeah. No, I understand all the gay rights issues.
Right.
But
He's talking about the choice.
I'm saying, why are you even with Brad?
I love him.
You love him, but sex one day a week, I mean, that's just got to be miserable.
Well, you know, there's cuddling, too, in between. And you know, Brad is a good, decent, loving, caring guy. And he's a detail-oriented guy. He takes care of.
But don't you feel like saying, Brad, don't,
What do you mean
don't bogart that cock.
Yeah. But what do you mean he takes care of you? Emotionally?
Well, you know, the first thing in the morning, he brings me a pot of green tea.
All
And
right.
he does.
You could get a houseboy to do
He's
that.
like a geisha.
Yeah, you could get a houseboy to do that.
That's true.
But go ahead.
You know, it's different. You know, when you hire someone to do it, it's a hired person doing it as a job.
I got to admit, I would like if Beth brought me some tea. That would be nice.
But she's having sex with you.
That's right. So that makes up for a lot of other
More
things.
regularly, yeah.
Right.
Well,
oh, absolutely.
You know, and when you come to a point in life where you get used to a person, you know, there's.
But did you ever say to him, "Don't you want me more than one day a week"?
Well, we cuddle.
But what, I mean, you got a big, thick, gay heart on.
It happens, and that's when I take a shower.
I know, but
Right, so you relieve yourself.
Yes, I
But,
do in the shower.
it would be a
Marry
lot
your
nicer-
shower.
It'd be a lot nicer if Brad would do that.
Yeah, it would be. It would be. But
you don't see
those are the-
anything wrong with your relationship. Why are you bringing this
Well, wait
up?
a second. Have you ever
compromises.
sat down with Brad? I mean, in a serious way, and said, "Hey, Brad, I love you. I think we're really compatible. I love the pot of tea you bring me in the morning. But, you know, I would really, really like it if we had more sex. I'm not saying it's going to drive us apart or anything because I love you, but do you think to please me, we could be together on Wednesday night too?"
You know, since you've introduced it, I will have that discussion with Brad.
Why have you never?
Wednesday.
Why have you
Howard
never?
always has to introduce it.
Why have you never? But why have you? Why do you think you've never done that? Are you afraid to do it?
No, I'm not afraid. I just kind of, you know, it's consideration for him. He's not interested in doing it, you know, during the.
But what
during
about
the
like if you just said to him, "Hey, I really, really want more"?
Well, you know, he gets very tense and intensely involved with, you know, he's my manager and he takes care of the books and he takes care of the bookings.
Oh, so he's fucking you one way or the other. What you should do is you should sit down with him and say, "Listen, if you were doing this enough, I shouldn't even be able to sit down. Like the fact that I'm able to sit down without writhing in pain means we're not fucking enough."
What is your point, though? I don't understand.
Well, he's exhausted. You know,
Is he really?
Business is so exhausting.
You know how nervous he
There were a lot of
gets,
years between
you know.
Star Trek and Heroes. I
Yes,
mean, he couldn't be that exhausted.
It's a lot of cruises.
Oh no, there's a lot of Star
That's
Trek
true.
cruises and Star Trek conventions.
Oh, that is tired.
Last week was Las Vegas. Next
Right.
weekend's going to be Atlanta. You know.
Yes.
Do you two travel together?
I'm hosting a Beam Me Up
he does
buffet.
travel with me.
Yeah.
and he carries the heavier
Beam me
luggage.
up cafe.
What'd you say?
I'm hosting on the promenade deck of the Star Trek cruise. I'm hosting the Beam Me Up buffet. The
Artie,
vaporized
invite you-
vegetables.
Do you ever put on?
Invite you to the next Star Trek cruise.
I would love it.
Do you ever try to seduce him, like by wearing a sexy outfit, or like like on a Wednesday night, put on something like
just
a kimono?
Like a policeman?
I don't. What I do is on
this
Sunday
is Officer Sulu. Bend over.
I do my workout with the free weights. Take a shower.
Free weights.
And then I lean on the doorway and say, "Hey, big boy."
It's time.
Holy
have
shit.
some fun.
Yeah. Every Sunday. You lean on the doorway and say, "Hey, big boy, you want to have some fun?"
I may have to put on a different pose, but
When did it start becoming only Sundays?
I guess about 5 or 6 years ago. I don't know what It was just.
Do you think he's
more
masturbates?
relaxed? He's more relaxed on Sunday.
He likes coming on the Sabbath.
Do you think he masturbates?
I don't know.
Of course he does.
I don't think so.
Wait a minute. I thought he got upset with you the last time you mentioned that you do masturbate between
well, since
sessions.
he knows now, I can talk about it.
But he did get upset.
He did get upset. And, as you said, Artie, it really is liberating to come on this show and talk about aspects of your life.
Well, I got to tell you something. I think you need to sit down with Brad and just say, Brad, let's come clean with one another.
Yes, sir.
Here we're about to get married, and we have sex on Sunday. And, okay, I love you for a lot of different reasons, but, my needs are much greater, and I really would like for you to consider having sex with me on Wednesday and Sunday.
Well,
and you know what? Now that we've discussed it on the air, I think he will agree.
Well, Howard, some people are even putting that in their prenuptial agreements.
What,
that they
sex?
want a certain, like you can't renege on the sex after we get married.
Listen,
I still want it.
Brad, I've got an hour to kill before the Klingon hayride I'm hosting. And let's get down.
Right. Well, there you go. Do you ever consider waking up Brad with a blowjob? Like, seriously, like he's sleeping, and then like you just put your mouth on his penis and then
wakey.
Yeah. Wakey.
They call that the hooker alarm clock.
Before I got together with Brad, was one guy who used to wake me like that, and it was, that was wonderful, but he was not.
Right. But the sex was good.
Suddenly wake up in the morning and feeling that.
Wait, you almost passed out. Wait, get closer to the mic. Yes, and you would feel that.
Oh, you feel that. It's so wonderful. And then, the blood starts coursing, and what a great way to greet the day.
Well, maybe why not say to Brad, that used to really excite me.
I've discussed that. He says, I don't do that.
All right. Well,
he's got to be kind of romanced before he does. Sunday mornings, I gotta romance him.
Well,
he wants the whole build-up. He's not a quickie kind of guy.
I suggest some talking.
Yeah,
good idea. Yeah. I think I will.
Something's up there,
and he's listening. He's hearing this.
Yeah, you're a married couple, and it's time for you to really get that sex life going. And Lisa,
and then after Wednesday,
yes.
Then we should have it more spontaneous.
Yes.
Between Wednesday.
Yeah, right. That's what I would.
I mean, it's so regimented. You're not. You're an artist. You need to.
Exactly.
You need to be spontaneous.
And that's the way I am.
Well, do you think you're going to ruin this relationship, Howard?
Well,
that's
you want
right.
to know
We can blame it on him if it doesn't work out.
You want to know something? In a sense, I think that George has come to accept this as normal behavior, and he's not really pleased.
Well, he accepts it as Brad's behavior.
Yeah, and I think, there's nothing wrong with saying to Brad, I know this is your behavior, but why? And is there something I can do or we can talk about in a serious way, not a joke on the Howard Stern show where we can really, be together and up our sex life. I mean, it's crazy for a guy. George is over in the shower jerking off 2-3 times a week, with the warm water when really he should be with Brad.
I mean, it's two guys. There's no chick there to say no to sex. Right. What's happening?
Like Brad does say no often.
He must be like a chick then.
You mean you've started in with him on a Wednesday and he goes no.
Yeah, well, he says no. I'm tired.
Oh boy.
I've had.
Well,
to
maybe
deal
he's
with
not
this,
attracted to you.
Had to deal with that and this and that. No, I know
he's not
been
there
faithful.
mentally.
Maybe he's thinking about a young guy or something like this.
Is he thinking of a young version of you, like William Hung or something?
Hung. That's the part that you go for, huh?
Or the kid, yeah, right. Or the kid on Heroes. You think he doesn't want a younger George?
Oh no, not Mossy.
If you're away on a Sunday,
Mossy.
let's say you're working on a Sunday.
Yeah.
And you come home Tuesday. Does that mean you have to wait till the following Sunday to have sex?
No. Well, as a matter of fact, that's the way he has turned out. Yes.
Why are you going along with this?
Well, if he's not there with me on some Star Trek convention.
Yeah, I mean, like, why on Sunday?
I do it in the shower.
Yeah, but I mean, why on Sunday? Is it okay?
Because Sunday's a day when he doesn't have to deal with email, telephone calls, and all these other...
that's bullshit.
That's what he tells me.
Yeah, well, he's full of it.
Have you ever been approached at a Star Trek event by a gay fan who wanted to bed you down?
I have.
Really?
I have taken advantage of it. This was before.
Really? Oh, you have taken
I have,
advantage. Oh, that's
yes,
great. Good for
yes.
you.
And some interesting women, too, when I was,
and you
still maintaining that facade.
Oh, so you had a lot of sex with women?
Not a lot.
Really?
But
Wow.
selective.
Right, some hot ones.
Nice.
And Lisa, I don't believe you're not pleasuring yourself, but that's your business.
Now, what did you're just going through a phase, you say?
Yeah, I think so. What's
that? You don't know what that noise is? You know. What's that?
Lisa, admit, how many times have you had me?
And your thoughts?
Yeah.
What do you think of when you do that? When you used to do that?
0.0.
When did this phase start?
I don't know. It's been a while. I think it's all part of not dating, just
Turning all that
saying.
aspect off of you, inside of you?
maybe I have. I don't know if I have done it intentionally, subconsciously. I don't know.
Robin, have you gone long stretches of time where you
Without
don't...
masturbating?
Yeah.
No.
No. Well, why?
Why would I do that?
Do you believe Lisa when she says she's doing that?
I believe her. Why would she lie to us?
Well, shame.
No, I don't.
Shame.
Yeah, shame. Just want anyone to know what she's up to.
Thank God, Robin.
Plus, she puts her fingers in the cupcakes. No one wants to think of it. That.
Maybe she shouldn't.
Hey, Lisa,
masturbate.
some guy contacted me. His business is he does some sort of test where he can tell the germs on your hands.
Yeah.
You could swab your hand and know, and that's why you shouldn't put your hands in the cupcakes.
Yeah, I know. It. I saw something on TV that when you double dip, it increases germs by like 1 million, if not even more.
Want me to swab your hands? I can have the guy come in and find out.
My thing was I just touched the cookie. I didn't touch the cupcake.
Doesn't matter. No one wants that.
Electricity.
All right. Anything else in the news there,
Yes,
Lisa, besides
big
you're not
news.
masturbating?
Well, you're not the only one getting married. Jason is getting ready for his upcoming wedding. He says that he's already started to take measures so that no one gets embarrassed for his wedding. He has told the DJ, do not give the microphone to Sal or Richard by any means. Don't let them get, how they pass around the mic?
Yeah.
And, you can sing or say something nice to the bride and groom. And also, there was a big debate about Jason's wedding. He has admitted that he's gone into debt for this. Well, his mother wanted shrimp and was relentless. Well, Jason finally put his foot down and said, I am not paying for shrimp. So the big news is his mother will be paying for it, and there will be shrimp.
You should do that with the whole wedding. I mean,
it's a little too late now.
He has no money.
To go into debt, that's just the opposite of what a wedding should represent.
Yeah, it's a shame. It really is. How much is your wedding going to cost, George? Have you figured that out yet?
Yeah, it's going to be pretty costly.
How much?
All the bills haven't come in yet.
What would you say, guesstimate?
I'd say over 60.
Over $60,000.
Are you splitting it?
Well, it's coming from the same pot.
Right.
Our mutual pot.
Oh, right, yeah. So you're splitting it. That's nice, though.
You guys have joint bank accounts?
Yes.
Wow. Oh, he should put out 2 days a week for that. You're the earner there.
Yeah.
Well, he's the one that, makes, smooths the way.
You got a prenup with him or what?
No, we don't.
Whoa. Whoa. Hold it.
We trust each other.
Wait a second.
Oh, my. Oh, I don't think Brad will approve of my being on the show getting advice from you.
I'm just being sensible here. This is not a bad... I don't know why prenups have to be a bad thing. Why can't people talk about their finances?
They should be mandatory, shouldn't they?
You can't talk about your sex life and you can't talk about finances with this guy. It's like you're two strangers. He brings you a pot of tea.
Our sex life.
How much are you going to pay him for a pot of tea? I mean, let's say shit hits the fan.
Well, he does manage my, affairs with great efficiency and precision. And
any good accountant could do that.
Well, that's true. And we do have an accountant in addition.
Right. So you're telling me if for some reason, legally, if this thing ends, and it could,
Anything's possible.
Right.
But I don't.
So you're going to give up half your fortune?
Well, I don't think it's going to end.
Well, what if it does? Paul McCartney said that too. I had him in here. He said, you know what? I love this woman. I believe in love.
Yeah.
And guess what? She hauled his ass right into court and fucking embarrassed the shit out of him.
Yeah, but Brad's not her. He's a different personality altogether.
She gave him sex more than Sundays, too.
Well, that's true, I guess. Well, maybe, I can... the wedding could be the basis for a bit more regularity.
Well, hold it. Now I'm talking about money. Why can't you sit down with Brad and say, look, I want to know financially where we're going to be at if this thing shit hits the fan. And I'm not comfortable giving you half of my money.
Maybe George is comfortable.
Is that the California
law?
Yes.
Yeah, it's
half. Half of everything you've worked for. Half of every fucking shitty Star Trek fan you had to sit there and fucking blow in order to make money. Every one of those fucking pancake
every cruise,
Yeah, every time you were trapped on that boat with all those nudniks.
I didn't see Brad at camera blocking every Thursday.
Hey, George, could you sign this for me? Young man, I can't hear you through your William Shatner mask.
So you think I should have that discussion with him?
Oh, yes. What are you comfortable paying? Were you comfortable giving up?
So what? How do you?
Here's how you do it. I'll be you.
Yeah.
Brad, I'd like to sit down and talk about something.
Yes.
Now that we're getting married, this is a legal agreement. I want to work out a prenuptial agreement so that if anything should ever go wrong, not that I think it would, I understand what I'd have to pay you.
So do you negotiate some kind of percentage?
Well, you would sit down with a lawyer, and he would sit down with his lawyer, and you would say, here's what I'm comfortable. Do you have a problem with this?
Our lawyer is our mutual friend.
No, you get two separate lawyers.
Man, that's a conflict of
Let me ask you
interest.
something.
I see. So we can't get...
What would you feel comfortable with if you and Brad split up?
Right.
He's been your manager for a number of years. He's relied on you for his lifestyle and everything else. So what would you feel comfortable giving him if it didn't work out?
If it really didn't work out, and I don't think that's...
Well, yeah, we know it's not. It's
but
going to work.
If it really didn't...
But if it didn't?
I love him enough to say I'll give him half.
There you go.
Wow.
Then you don't need a prenup.
I'll give him half.
That's love.
Well, you're not saying that with a lot of confidence. You were like, I'll give him half.
You're testing me.
You're not comfortable with half. Why don't you admit it? Why are you not admitting that?
I could give him
20%?
the Arizona house, and I'll keep the LA house.
Okay, fair enough.
And, a reasonable splitting of...
50%?
Hey, well, he's got to maintain the house.
Who's going to get the Hummel collection?
If he was a manager of anyone else, let's say he got 20%, and okay, now he's your life partner, 30%, but 50%? I mean, honestly.
Howard's starting trouble.
No, I'm not. George, come on.
He'll see you as
why?
Would you like to negotiate for me?
Yeah, bring him in here. Bring him in here.
Not on the air.
Oh, yeah. Bring him in here. I'll talk to him.
You're not going to get Howard on the phone off the air.
Right.
Are you getting married on a Sunday?
We're getting married on a Sunday.
Well, you're going to say,
Sunday
look,
afternoon.
So you tell him you got to fuck me twice?
Wait a second. George. So, George, you're going to just go into this blindly and not have a business discussion with him about finances?
Well, we have not had that discussion. I just assumed...
You were not going to have it, were you?
You don't think about
Yes, you
that,
did. You're lying now. You're lying to yourself, not to anyone else. You have thought about it.
No, I really have not, quite honestly. You
never sat down and said, oh, my God, if this thing doesn't work, I'm in a contract with this guy that I have to give him 50% of my assets.
It's been working out well.
We know that.
Mutually for the last...
But gay couples break up just as much as heterosexual couples.
And we've seen a number of these marriages already hit the rocks and break apart.
Well, but they're, we know some. And
you've got to protect yourself.
We're different people.
They were all different people, too.
All right, can I say something?
Yes.
I'm going to give you a worst-case scenario.
Yeah.
You get sick. And I don't mean the kind of sick like a cold sick. I mean you're sick. There are hospital bills or things like that.
Yeah.
You're not the George Takei, the vibrant guy.
Right.
Brad loves you. He's with you, this and that. But
I know he will be.
Yeah, but you know what? It turns out he starts fucking around with some other dude. just behind your back because, he just needed sex and you're not available to him
Yes,
anymore.
like the John Edwards.
Right. And all of a sudden you find this out, you become incensed and say, I don't need this fucking aggravation. You and Brad break up. Now, on top of it, not only is he humiliated
It's hard for me to visualize that
Okay, but let's say it happens, and people are human, it can happen. Now you're writing him a check for 50% of your assets and giving him half of your homes.
And
what are you
doing? And the new guy is fucking's in half of the home with him.
Right.
Well, it sounds like George would write that into the prenup
George?
anyway, that he's giving him the Arizona house.
Yeah, fine, George. What am I saying something here that's outrageous?
Yes.
No. Hold it. This is between me and George.
Because I really hadn't thought of that possibility, and now that you've introduced it, I'm thinking, all right, if the law is half, and he did help me with, building my career, and the other part that, you talk about my getting ill, when my mother got ill, we moved her in with us for the last 4 years of her life. And he took care of her like a few sons did not, And I really am grateful to. Brad was a real saint when he did that because sometimes, I had to go to a Star Trek convention.
A nurse could have done that you could have paid.
Yeah, but the nurse would not have given her that loving care.
All right. So what is that worth to you?
I can't reduce it to dollars and cents.
All right. Well, good luck.
I really feel.
Good luck.
I'll tell you what it's worth.
Now
30
that
grand.
you've introduced that subject, I really think maybe we should have that honest.
Why not? That way there's no aggravation.
George.
Chances are it'll never happen.
I don't
Chances
think
are
it'll
never happen. But if you have that tucked away, at least it gives you security that you're not going to get fleeced.
But George, you're acting as if this is a fairy tale.
Well, they're fairies.
Oh, stop.
And they like tail.
You couldn't resist that, correct?
I know. But the point is, having the opportunity to get married is fraught with danger. It's not just a ceremony and a lovely party. It is a contract.
You're entering into a contract.
It is a contract.
It is.
You're right.
Gene Roddenberry.
That's true.
There's no difference between Gene and Brad.
Great difficulties.
Listen, you've busted your balls, and I like Brad a lot, you know that. But in all fairness, you're the one doing the glad handing on the fucking Star Trek cruises, and that ain't no picnic.
Nobody's lining up to get Brad's autograph.
if we were off the air talking, and we started talking about some of those Star Trek fans, these are disturbed people. And the fact of the matter is, that you've paid your dues, pal.
Bless their hearts, though.
That's right. You've paid your dues.
You've been trapped on a boat with those people.
You've paid your dues.
You don't have to.
Sitting there and sucking up.
I will have that discussion.
Good.
I think
that's fair.
We just may have that discussion tonight.
Good. And do it.
And
because
they may
if you're
just
holding,
not be getting married tomorrow.
If you're holding it back out of fear, then you.
No, it's not fear. It's not fear. It's just that.
I think it was euphoria.
Wait.
Yeah.
It's just what.
And I trust him. I've trusted him, and the trust has been reciprocated all these years. And the thought of parting never entered my mind. And our relationship has been tested, as I say. Moving my mother into our house, and
George, we don't know.
We
don't know in which ways it's going to be tested in the future. As things can erode rapidly. Listen, every guy who gets into marriage thinks it's going to be perfect. Trust
You're
me.
so funny sitting there with that bee. I'm seeing you looking at the bee as he has this.
Yeah, I got Beth's initial tattooed on my finger, right there.
Oh, right there.
You see, right there.
Yeah, and I don't have Brad's bee tattooed on me.
Right. So I'm saying the same thing to you. Listen, we all believe it's going to last forever. But then when the shit hits the fan, you like to know at least everything's been banged out ahead of time.
When you weren't emotional and angry.
Why would you leave a legal contract up to the state? You make that up with Brad, and let's get some lawyers involved, and let's get this thing going.
All right, I'll have that discussion tonight.
Nothing is more romantic than lawyers.
You want to get into this.
And if Brad is,
so we should get different attorneys. Not
you'd have
right
to.
Now.
Any lawyer will tell you cannot have the same attorney. It would not be legal and binding. You have to have two separate attorneys.
Because our attorney knows both of us.
That's right. That would not be right. You should have two separate attorneys, two divorce attorneys, who sit down.
Divorce attorneys.
Yes.
Oh my God, this is being
But
reduced.
George, that's the way it works.
You want to
Welcome
be
to
in the world
heterosexuality.
of marriage. This is it.
Yeah.
See, this is what you fought for. Welcome to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of it. The whole.
Whether you don't mow the lawn for 2 days.
Positive and the
all you're doing,
downsides.
what you fought for here is to have a legal contract with somebody. So if you're going to have a legal contract, you ought to sit down and find out what the fuck's in it. Don't sign contracts. If you went on a TV show, you wouldn't sign a contract without reading it.
True. That's true.
So why are you going into marriage without reading the contract?
We're fighting for laws
This is
that
advice.
doesn't allow heterosexuals to be married.
Yeah. You'll soon see.
All right.
That's
I
why.
will take your advice.
And by the way, that's why I see you're not having any cold feet or any kind of, because nothing seems to be changing.
It's not real.
But you don't realize you're signing a contract when you put your name on that marriage.
That license.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. It is a contract.
Yeah. And if
with
Brad
legal
loves you so much,
ramifications.
he'll be willing to sign a reasonable contract.
Well, that's another way of testing his love.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, the test, you shouldn't test love.
Nothing should be tested.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No,
think,
it's a strange way
But
of
don't
putting
let
it,
anything be contested.
No, if he loves you, he'll sign something fair.
knowing that it's not going to happen.
Right. Yeah, in other words, you should say to him, you should have no problem taking 20% because we're going to be together forever, aren't we, darling?
And if he says, make it 30, then I'll know that that may be
you might
real
not be
prospect.
together.
Yeah.
Then you'll know he's the shithead that we think he is.
Don't forget, my friend, you're the George Washington of gay marriage.
That's right.
You're
my
one of the
goodness.
first pioneers.
Let's make yours a successful one.
Right.
Yes. Oh, we're determined to make ours.
But
You know,
even if it ends in divorce, let's not make it some tawdry headline splashed across the newspaper.
Right.
That's
We
right.
are
debacle.
mindful of the responsibility.
Gay
of
marriage
this
not
as
working.
well.
Right.
Yeah, that would
You
be.
know, Takei dragged into.
He could have hit you up. He could hit you up for palimony. So I like that you're getting married. You're finally going to bang out a contract with this with Brad, which I like, and I like Brad. And listen,
Takei divorce gets ugly.
I think
we
Brad.
want to see that.
I think Brad should be treated very fairly in this negotiation.
I'm willing to be fair,
Right.
you know, and I'm sure he's willing to be fair too. But he did play a big part.
We know that.
Then
And guess
give
what?
him that
You
credit.
played a big part too.
Well, that's true. Yes.
That's right.
Yeah, he played a huge part. I'm sure he was at rehearsals for Star Trek 4 all day.
A lot of pressure there. All right.
He doesn't have to shake the hand of an 82-year-old guy in a Klingon outfit.
He put up with a lot from me too.
Well,
when I'd
we
come
know.
home,
Taking care of your
exhausted
mother,
and
shit,
tired.
man, that's a saint. Holy Christ.
He is a saint.
Yeah, I
He
wouldn't
is
take
a
care of your
saint.
mother. But
I know you wouldn't.
Yeah,
No,
she'd be
I
out of
wouldn't.
luck.
And with you, I'd get a prenup.
Listen, I love you. Look at me. I'm
Yes,
gonna tell you
I
something.
know.
This is my gift to you.
It's a
More than that
mutual-
stupid gift
No,
I
that
sent
is
you.
a gift, and that is word to the wise.
You're a terrific guy.
You
And
know,
my
he-
audience loves you, and I love you, and I know everyone in this room loves you.
And he did try
And-
to have this conversation with Paul McCartney.
And you know what? I swear,
did.
yes, I did.
Yes, he
Paul was
did.
on the show,
Yeah.
and he was getting married, and I said to him, "What are you doing now?" He goes, "Oh, I believe in love." And Howard, I don't need a prenup. And I go, you know what? You're being naive, Paul. And Paul's one of my heroes.
All you need is love. All that bullshit.
Yeah, and I said, man, you're a great guy, but come on. And sure enough,
He did not take your advice.
and $60 million later, Madon.
It's like he didn't write Hey Jude.
60
no
yeah,
money.
Right. He might as well not have written Hey Jude.
Yeah.
But how could he have fallen in love with that woman? You know, I've seen her on TV.
Understood.
And, these
Every
interviews.
situation is different.
Such a shrew.
But sometimes you don't know.
Peg leg cunt.
She was able to
But Brad isn't that.
cover that
No,
up.
we know Brad. We love Brad.
You know.
But listen, I know lots of loving gay and straight couples, and shit hits the fan sometimes. It could happen 5
We
years
are
from now.
human, yeah.
Sometimes people get married, and the week afterwards, they go, oh, my God, this was a huge mistake. Even though they've been together for years. The marriage changes things sometimes, and I don't know why.
You know,
in
it
what
was-
ways does it change?
People just get different. I don't know why.
In what way do they get different?
I don't know. Maybe you just panic. You
Because
go, oh, my
we've
God,
had
this
our
is...
fights. He's driven me up the wall. I mean, the wedding planning is driving me up the wall.
Oh, that's right.
And he's
Well-
a detail person.
Oh, my
You know?
God.
Oh, my God, yes.
My God, dude, I
Listen to me.
It's been tested.
I feel this-
Think what marriage is. Aside from all the victory of gays getting the rights and all this and being treated as equals, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful part.
Right.
But think about what it is. It's a contract between two people saying, look, if shit hits the fan, I get 50. That's it.
No, I hear
That's
you.
what it
I
is.
hear you.
When you
I
boil
hear
it down, why be married? It's to give the other person security. So Brad's saying to you, give me my security. Okay, I'll give you so much security, but not everything. See?
Brad, are you listening?
I think I got to tell you, I think this conversation that Howard's suggesting will end your relationship.
Well, then so be it.
If
Better
that
now.
happens, I want my fucking donation back from that fruity charity.
All right, well, fair enough.
Ronnie,
Yes, sir.
do you find it strange that John doesn't jerk off?
Yeah. But then again, here's a guy who I bought a lap dance for, and he tried to open his wallet and pay me back the money after I gave the girl $20, and he didn't get the lap dance. So it's a good possibility the guy doesn't yank it.
Were you offended by that?
No, not at all. He was upset because I paid the girl $20, and, you know, you stupid asshole.
How often do you yank the pole?
Not that often anymore. I don't have to.
Oh, look at you, fucking ladies man.
No, it's been a while. Actually, it's been a while.
Over a month?
No. Couple of weeks.
Sal, do you find it strange that John Hyndman turned down a lap dance?
Yes, I do. I mean, I don't get it. I mean, the guy's a multimillionaire. He's on the Howard Stern show. You know, he's one of those guys that tries so hard to be out of that. He tries so hard to have a reputation of not masturbating and not messing around with girls. He's the guy you're going to find in a brothel in the South Bronx with 4 girls, you know, the jacuzzi running, probably some duct tape and chloroform, you know, sitting on the pillowcases. John Hynd's a creep. You know, there's no doubt. You know, it's just like Spitzer. The harder you fight against it, the more of a fucking degenerate you are in the closet. And that's what you are, John. You're a degenerate creep. You're an idiot and a liar, and you can't pull the wool over my eyes, asshole.
All right,
That's the
that
truth.
went in a different direction than I thought.
Mark my words. But I love the guy. But come on, let's call a spade a spade. He's a man who brags about 80 blowjobs, and now he won't wrap his hands around his cock and whack off to the thought of a hot chick. Is that believable? Is it?
I don't buy it.
Of course not. It's bullshit.
Now, Sal, how often do you crank one out?
Once to twice a day.
Twice a day?
Once to twice a day.
Wow.
If I can. It all depends.
Oh, if you could, you'd do it a lot more?
Yeah, I mean, I get home, my wife's not home, so, you know, I toss one off then. You know, I have a 15-minute gap to toss one off. I'll do it there, and then usually in the shower, where nobody can hear me. You know? Because I'm a man. That's what men do.
Men
we jerk off. We jerk off. And John's a man, too, but John's a lying man. John definitely jerks off. He's a big, fat liar.
John Hynd, you skated through that one. You skated up.
John.
There's nothing to skate.
Why can't Howard wrap his head around this? This is just something you don't do.
Because clearly he's the opposite. And what bugs me about it is that he thinks I'm lying. But I've been a fan of this show forever. I know how things work here. Why would I lie? You know what I mean? So look, he's going to think what he wants to think, and he's entitled to. He's just wrong.
Jerk that rod, damn it.
Now, the same way that
dance.
the same way he finds it strange that you don't. Do you find it strange that he does that much?
No, I think that's more normal. I mean, maybe he's a little bit beyond normal, but I think most guys are like that. Look, if I was that way, I'd totally admit and be whacking off 10 times a day, but it's just not. I'm very satisfied with my sex life, and if there were problems, I'd address them, but I'm okay.
George.
Hello.
How do you think this conversation is going to go tonight with Brad?
Well, I don't know. I have no idea. But I think what Howard's done is laid out, you know, the rationality of it. And it'll make it easier for me to have that discussion with Brad. Because it is a legal contract we're entering into. And, you know, we are entering into it emotionally and with rose-colored glasses on, as a marriage should be approached. However, it is a legal document, a legal association, and that dollars and cents aspect, the possibility of
it not working out should be considered. So he's made a lot of sense, and I think Brad will, I hope, agree to have a rational discussion, knowing that it's not going to happen.
Do you think he might be offended by you asking?
Well, if he's been listening, he's heard all the logical, thoughtful, clinical, legalized approach to it. And that's what a marriage document is. So I know that Brad to be a thoughtful, rational, detail-oriented guy. And I think I could approach the subject without too much...
This is the best of the wrap-up show. A recap and behind-the-scenes look with John Hyde and Gary Dell'Abate. The best of the wrap-up show begins now.
So on Monday's wrap-up show, we were going to talk about Artie, but a girl came in, and you should watch this and learn how every woman should react to people on the show. Check it out.
What do you guys think of the way Howard and Robin react as Artie's telling these stories in there? I mean, Benji, you're in the middle of it, and Gary, you as well. Do you expect, sort of Howard to... what did you think of his take on it?
What the fuck happened there?
Oh, I know what this is. There's a. I hate to interrupt. There's a woman that I think Shuli had on the news while we were on vacation who cries. She's like a super fan. So she just saw you and she started screaming and crying.
What? A super fan of the
show? Yeah, like anything to do with the show just makes her scream and cry.
Oh, is she hot?
Yeah, bring her in a second.
She hot or is that awkward?
Come on in, Karen. This is it.
Oh my God, this is Gary. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Is this like a character actress or something?
No.
It's just me.
Oh my God, it's Wendy.
Wow. I'm just kidding around.
Gange, what's her name?
That's most people's reaction.
How you doing? Come on.
Karen,
come on. Be on the wrap-up show.
Karen, come on.
Oh my God, it's Benji.
Benji, have you ever gotten that kind of reaction from a fan before?
Just at home and stuff.
From chicks all the time.
All right. Now joining us on the wrap-up show is Karen.
Most women react.
Oh my God, it's the janitor.
Hey, look to your left. It's Teddy.
Karen, welcome to the wrap-up show.
You're right.
I know.
That's her right.
My left.
How you doing, Karen?
Nice to see you.
Oh my God, it's a microphone.
No, the only reason I'm not Artie, you're my favorite.
Oh, thank you.
The only reason I'm not freaking out is because I met you once before.
Where? How come I don't remember that?
Because I had a lot of prep time. I can't do it.
She makes me feel so good, but does she go outside and go, oh my God, it's a sidewalk. It's a sidewalk.
Okay.
Oh, I remember.
No, you don't.
You were next to me when we took our SATs together.
Okay,
So good to see you, Karen.
Karen, why don't you tell them how you got here, how you got to this point? Why don't you tell them how you got to
I
the
met
tour?
I was in New York, and I turned around, and I'm always like, where's the Sears building? Where's the Sears building is? Because we come through for the tour. I'm on the wrap-up show. Artie's laughing in my head.
Do you realize if the whole world was like her?
I love you, Artie.
Oh, I love you too.
You're talking to my headphones.
This must have been around 1963. This must have been the Beatles' life every minute, everywhere they went.
Okay, I met Artie when after at Newberg Comics. I'm the girl who took the picture of your butt crack out the window.
Oh, in Boston.
Yeah.
Oh,
please don't
thank
make fun
you
of me
for
because
that.
I know.
That was great.
But I took. I know.
No.
And then,
Are you?
And then I couldn't do it. And then I got your was in line and I got your signature that day.
She met Doug Goodstein on the street and started
Gary,
crying.
I can't believe Gary's sitting there. After Artie, Gary was my #1 person to meet.
I would love to. You know what I would love to do for you?
Did you own a store that Doug looted?
No. Hi, Gary.
I would love to introduce you to Howard.
Yeah.
Oh, would you like to
now,
meet
what
Howard?
would happen then? Like, what? I mean, like he's.
I don't know if I can get another day off of work. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know what to do.
We'll work on it for
that
another.
guy in your life?
He's my husband.
Are you as big a fan, or is this like?
I appreciate your work.
Come here.
That's my husband.
Doug, jump on Benji's microphone here. So Karen recognizes you in the street. What
Yeah, I
happened?
know the story. Can I tell the story?
Sure, go right ahead.
Might
add a little bit to
I'm walking down the street, and I'm like, all the time to him, like, where's the Sears building? We're in with his school. He's a teacher. And all of a sudden I turn around, and I'm like, holy shit. And then I turn forward, and then I turn around. I'm like, and I'm going like this, and I couldn't say anything because I was shaking. And then Doug went, hello? And
This was literally not like on a side, in the middle of the street, crossing the street.
But why did you say hi to her? She was saying
because I kept staring at me. I said, "Do I know you?" I was
oh.
freaked out. She was going to shoot me.
And then he asked my name, and I said, well, what's your name? And he said, Doug.
Good one, Doug.
So then you realize it's Doug Goodstein. Then what did you do?
Pretty much like this, a little
Someone's had a
bit,
heart
not
attack.
as much.
You
He
wanna
said he
shake-
felt like the...
Shake your hand. Shake Gary's hand.
Touch him. Touch him. Do it.
Oh my God.
So nice, to, Karen. Really nice to meet you.
If half of the world were
18
like her,
years,
we'd
I've been
all be
listening
like
for
Brad
18
Pitt.
I've been listening for 18 years, Artie. I love you, and I'm very happy for you.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, can you call my wife and tell her to act like this?
Are you from Boston? Are you from Boston?
I'm from New Hampshire.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I was up in Boston when you took my ass crack picture.
Yeah. And I took that picture. I said, this is getting me on the show.
Yeah,
And then it did.
It did.
One
I'd
cool
be
thing-
happy to sign it for you.
I put her in the green room, and I was bringing people
gonna
in
throw
one
up.
at a time to meet her, and she's been ranking who,
No, they're
who
making
she
me rank.
enjoys meeting more than others. And some people are really pissed off. She's like meeting a lot of people and then pissing them off by ranking them so low.
Like who? Like Sal?
Like, first of all,
Gary's
number
talking
one,
about me.
number one on your list is, I believe, Howard, and then it would be
No.
Who is number one on your?
Well, I've met Artie before. The only reason Artie's not number one is because I met him. My number one was Gary.
Well,
And
thank
then-
you.
and
You're
then below
welcome. Out of
Gary
everybody. And
is-
I would always give you the piece of chicken first.
Thank you.
You're
Is
welcome.
Doug and Ganji below you, Gary? And then below Ganji is JD, and JD was very upset at being
Doug-
ranked below Ganji. And Jason's below JD.
I would never rank anybody. They're making me do that because I don't want to be made fun of. I'm happy with everybody that I'm meeting.
You seem unbelievably happy.
She's cried for every single person she met except High Pitch Mike. In the middle of her bawling,
I
she
met
goes,
Ronnie on
"Hey,
the way
Mike."
out, and then Fred took a picture with me and Richard, and then he brought me out to meet Sal. Oh, and then I've been listening for 18 years, and the first time, I just like to say this, I don't know why. The first time I ever saw the show. Gary's
No, I'm listening. I'm interested
I
in
know
what you have to
you're
say.
looking at me. We were watching Saturday Night Live, and then during the commercial, my dad was changing the stations, and it was Pee Wee's Play With Yourself House.
I remember that.
And that was the very first time I ever saw Star, and that was 18 years ago.
Is this the greatest moment in your life?
This, I mean, I love my husband.
That's good.
So, like, getting married and meeting him encompassed into one. My number two is I gave the eulogy at my grandmother's funeral, and this is a really close number three. Like, I want to put this at number two, but I feel like I can't.
you
That was-
shouldn't.
Yeah.
So it's your real number two,
He's
but
talking to me.
you can't
Everybody's
really
talking to me. Like, you guys all see me. And
How long do
you're
you?
talking to me.
If she were here every day, how long do you think it would take till she was sick of us?
No. I listen all day, every day. I don't.
Did you see John Hine over there?
I did see John Hine because then he was like on the wrap-up show when I started to come in, and I said, "John Hine,
And
you
y-
saw me, right?"
Yeah, of course I did.
Okay.
And you're right next to
And
Teddy.
John's talking to me.
You're-
I know Teddy. I know. I saw when you came in. I went, "Oh, this is Teddy too."
I think you showed me the picture that day too of the butt crack, and I told you to get rid of it.
No.
Well, I'll tell you, Teddy's he's working for me. I mean, come on, he had to do what he had to do. But that's great.
All right.
This is awesome.
We can't just do this every day.
Have somebody else come up and.
Yeah, just.
Well, Karen, it is very nice to meet you. Well,
I really love you. Like, I don't mean I love you, but you know what I mean.
I know
Like,
what
I
you
love
mean.
so
You know what? You come by later. We'll show you the office and the. Have they shown you the studio yet?
And then,
I haven't shown her studio
and
yet.
Then, can I say another thing? And then I'll be done.
Whatever you want.
It's like I went through a really hard time. Remember when, like, before, and it was happened in January of '06. And it was like a year long. And I swear to God, there were two things that got me through that. One was the dog. And two was that you guys, or on the radio, I wasn't working and I got to listen to you all day. So instead of like being isolated, not talking, like I had you guys every day, like talking. But even without that, I just love you guys so much. Like everything. Like I just love this show. And I love everybody. I can't.
You know, we can probably totally increase our subscription price.
Can I touch you? I'm really happy for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I listened on the way here so I would know what was going on.
Oh, thanks. I'm happy for you too. I'm completely unhappy for you.
Well, you gotta do what you gotta do.
No, this is fantastic.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. We do. We appreciate it. This never happens to us.
Artie, I'm happy for you. Can I hug you too? Can I hug you too?
So sweet of you. You made everyone feel so good. Thank you. You guys made everyone feel so good. Thank you. I'm sure Gary and John will take it.
Benji, you're so funny.
Thank you.
It's been easy.
Are you ready to really cry? Tim Sabian is standing right behind you.
Will you take a picture with me?
Tim, this is Karen.
I can't take it.
Hi, Karen.
She's going to freak out.
Hi.
You can't take me as Tim Sabian?
Wow. No, just everybody's in the room. And
Karen, can I have a hug?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh.
Karen, if you need to vomit, go ahead. Holy shit.
Oh my God, it's Scott! Oh my God!
Sabian, offer her a show. You want a show?
Okay. Scott, will you take a picture with me, please?
No pictures, please. I'm a celebrity. We're here. We're stars.
I know.
Don't cry.
Another present for you.
Oh, thank you very much. Oh, where's Jason?
Well, you know what? Here's what we're going to do.
What if I cried all my tears? I feel dry.
Oh, I don't worry about it. What we're going to do, I'm going to put you in this green room right here.
I'm going in the green room?
Yeah, and I'm going to bring in...
the green room?
I'm going to bring in one at a time different people from the show. And we're going to see just who gets the biggest reaction from you. Come on in. Karen, are you ready? Who do you think's coming in?
Oh, I can't take that.
What?
I don't know.
Brian Phelan again.
Hi, how are you?
All right, now. Are you ready, Karen? For real? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Karen, I want you to be in here. J.D. Harmeyer.
Hey, JD! Hi. I'm touching JD.
Somebody is finally.
JD, what was that like for you?
I don't know.
Thank you.
It's okay,
Karen,
I guess.
what was that like for you?
That was good. That was one. That was up there with. That was right below Ganji.
Oh, see?
Wow. I'm sorry.
Oh, JD just flipped you off. Oh, all right, we're
I'm
gonna
sorry.
go
I shouldn't say that next time. No. Okay.
Sit up there with Brian Phelan.
Yeah.
Karen,
Yeah.
are you ready to meet number 2? What?
I can't take it. Yeah.
Karen, I want you to say hi and smile and say cheese to Jason Kaplan.
Hi, Jason.
How are you?
Good.
Good to meet
Hi.
you. Oh, hey, hello.
Like,
I came in to take. Did you just touch me? Did you poke me? Okay, all right. Rock on.
I can't believe any of this is real.
Wow,
Pinching.
I can't believe this is real. Are you okay?
Hey, this is John Hine, and on Tuesday's wrap-up show, we got a ton of calls from fans saying that they're not big fans of Artie, and that probably comes from the revelation he made yesterday about the heroin. I love Artie on the show. I really think he's incredible and an essential part of it. But some fans disagree, so of course on the wrap-up show, what else do we do but talk about it? Here it is.
Mike in North Carolina, welcome to the wrap-up show.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Mike.
Love the show, love the wrap-up show, but I'm telling you, I cannot take another fucking day of Artie.
What do you mean?
God, I'm so sick of his whining about his heroin addiction, okay? I mean, there's a lot of bad things going on in the world, man. You know, a lot more important things than Artie.
But I don't think he's whining about it. We asked him about it, and he told us. We asked him about it. It's not like he came here yesterday and said, "Wah, I got to tell you my story." And
but it's been like all fucking week, and I mean, it's like every day. Today, I turn the radio on. First thing that comes up, Artie. You know, I love it, man. I love Sirius. I love everything about it, but just can't take no more Artie.
Well, we give the audience what they want. I think that you would find yourself in the minority for not being interested.
Probably so, because I'm not a big fan of Artie.
Right.
I mean, let's put that up front right to begin with. But I guess I just think about what's going on in the world, and I mean, here he is whining about his addiction, and I mean, talking about his new house and all this shit. Man, the guy's got everything he could want. Why the hell has he got to do the damn drugs?
Well, that's the enigma of being a drug addict. There's plenty of successful people who do it. And you say, why do they do it? And that's what you got to figure out.
Yeah, well, I understand. I mean, I've got friends that's had problems in the past, too. But anyway, guys, that's all I wanted to say. I love the show, love Sirius, and you guys have a great day.
Thanks, man.
Thank you for your call, Mike. Kristen in Connecticut, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hi, everybody. How are you?
Hi, Kristen.
Good. I wanted to let you guys know I've been a fan for years. I started listening, I think, when I was in my mother's womb. I live in Connecticut, and we used to listen to you guys on WNBC. But I just wanted to let you guys know that the guy, Mike, who called and said he was tired of hearing about Artie, needs to, I don't know, go blow somebody, because Artie's part of the show, and I guess the show wouldn't be what it is without Artie. You know how everyone on the show has a certain piece of this puzzle, and I think all of you guys together is the best show on radio and in history.
Well, thank you, and I agree. Artie's an important part of the show, and he's really, I would say, beloved by the audience. So when something happens that's big, it's got to be discussed.
Ryan in Chicago, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Ryan.
Love the show. Just to weigh in on Artie a little bit, I was a big fan of Artie, and now I can't stand him. I think he speaks too much. And this goes all the way back to Dice Clay, when first started showing, like, Artie's true colors. But anyway, if somebody could tell me where I could get I Fucked Artie's Sister T-shirt, I'd appreciate it.
You can't get them; they're not available. And what do you mean when you said it goes all the way back to Dice Clay? What do you mean by that?
You mean the way he acted when he didn't get paid and that whole thing?
Exactly. I don't know if he was just trying to make it fun for radio or good for radio or what, but the whole thing turned me off about him. And he does, like, at any time he can tell you what he does for somebody else, or throws his money around and make sure everybody knows it. I don't know, just turned me off over time. I did like him a lot. I can't stand him.
Ryan, you're entitled to your opinion. Everybody can't be loved by everybody.
Yeah, Ryan, not a big Artie fan, but thanks for letting us know how you feel. Were you going to say something, Ben?
No, the shirt's really sold out? They're not available?
I said they're not.
Andy in Connecticut, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey, how you guys doing there? Love the show, guys, all of it. Even including Artie. Just wanted to call and pipe in a little, my opinion on the last guy, the guy before the last one that called complaining about Artie and shut him up and what was him about his addiction and stuff. I mean, I think he's a great part of the show, especially when he let him fall asleep and videotape him eating the cupcake and speed it up. And I had the TV show for a while there until we got it replaced with the AT&T TV, and I can't get it anymore, but I think it's a great part of the show when he pipes in and fights with High Pitch Eric or all the other guys and stuff. I think it's just a good addition to the show.
Listen, I'm one of the, as a guy who works on the show and is theoretically Artie's boss, I've never been annoyed in any way by the Artie falling asleep thing. I think that's, I don't know that it's always funny, but I find it to be real. It's it's very real, and sometimes it makes me laugh. And I've never been like, listen, this ain't a factory. Some people call Artie. What was it, Doc Artie 40 minutes pay because he slept?
Well, yesterday there were callers who were giving Howard and Robin a lot of shit for enabling Artie, and that's one of the examples they use. Like you should run a tighter ship, but this isn't your typical ship,
right? And it's funny too because I was talking to Craig Gass yesterday, and he was reminding me about how he fell asleep on the air once and got yelled at so bad. Like, that wasn't funny. So why was it not funny when Craig Gass fell asleep, but it's really funny when Artie falls asleep?
And what was your response?
I don't know. He just said, I remember when I got yelled at. We didn't really get into it, but I said to myself, I do remember that. Why is one funny and the other isn't funny?
It's a timing. It's Artie's timing.
Yeah, his timing of sleeping is good. I think that what happens is Artie gives you so much, and he tells you who he is. You certainly understand the sleeping. Like, again, I'm so retarded. I really would tell everybody that he's on drugs. I go, listen, the guy has 3 Hawaiian punches, 2 cupcakes, and that really seems feasible to me.
Well, he said again. I do believe he's telling the truth that a lot of some of the sleeping, because it goes back like 2 years,
right,
was not drug induced. Well, you're laughing.
That's comforting to know. No, it's weird, but I really think that he has these high carb crashes. and I'm still going with that some of the time that's true.
Raphael in Phoenix, you're on the wrap-up show.
Has he made you curious at all about trying heroin?
No.
Has he made you curious?
No,
I would never do it. God forbid.
But what's
my mom's
like?
listening,
What is
but-
Artie showing you that's so good about
He
it?
does make it sound
How?
really appealing, like how great it feels.
Why would you never do it? I mean, you're pretty open for a lot of stuff.
I would be scared. I've never tried coke either. It scared me too much.
But what is Artie doing that looks so alluring?
Just
he's overweight. His life seems to be spiraling out of control. He's falling asleep. What's the allure
Is it
of
the way
heroin?
he describes the high?
He makes it sound like you should experience it.
Yeah, I'm not getting that out of it.
Yeah. I'm not going to, if God forbid my mom's listening about that. But I really wouldn't. But I see the appeal. I mean, he makes it sound really good.
Hey, it's Sal Governale. You know, on Wednesday's wrap-up show, I further had explained my idiotic logic on why I would do wacky stunts at Howard's wedding and how I thought Howard would actually find that amusing. So, as it progressed, me and Gary got a little heated and things got a little out of control again, so check it out.
Sal, I feel like you feel as if you're being attacked, and you're not.
I don't feel like I'm being attacked. I'm making my point, and you fucking douchebags are not getting it through your thick skulls. I said what I did. Let's move on. Let's talk about Bob Saget.
All right, so we're not understanding your point.
Yeah, and you never will. And you'll chop this up tomorrow, and it'll manifest into something else, and then I'll get in more trouble.
Understand, Sal.
I just want to do my work, please.
Understand that, again, not goofing on you, the way you're talking makes it sound like you feel you did no wrong.
I'm not. I made it perfectly clear that I did something wrong. That I put my thoughts out there for the world to hear, and I creeped out Howard, and I regret it.
I don't think,
absolutely did something.
Wait.
But
if
it's
Sal was
crazy.
sincerely having this thought, I'm being totally serious. It was wrong for him to tell you that.
Absolutely, it's
You don't-
not necessary
to discuss it with you.
But
he doesn't know that was wrong.
He shouldn't even be having the thought. Okay,
Right,
call me
okay.
Cookie.
Yeah, 'cause nothing like that ever happened ever in the history
I
of the
don't
show.
have that
Never.
thought. I'm sorry.
All right, that's you. That's
But
me.
I don't think anybody but you has that thought.
But Benji, independent of having the thought, based on the history of everything that's gone down with this and the wedding and this and that, maybe in this situation, Sal should have kept it to himself. Not that it's right
Guys,
or wrong.
John, my thought wasn't to wear a fucking Nazi uniform at his wedding.
I'm
It was
not
just
saying
that if something manifested a little wacky,
See,
I
this
wonder
is
if-
where you don't sound sorry.
I'm not.
Because it's
I'm
no
not
big
sorry
deal.
because I'm explaining
I
it
wasn't
to
going to
you.
wear a Nazi uniform. I was going to do something
Right.
wacky.
No,
and
not
nobody knows
me.
what your parameters of wacky
But
are.
not me in particular, Gary. I'm just saying.
That's a lie
I wouldn't
again.
be surprised. It was just an assumption. Howard's made it perfectly clear that he wouldn't want anything like that, and I heard the message.
Okay,
but
but
that's
Gary,
it. Let's not make this bigger than it is.
So you're saying
so
Benji could have done
stupid.
something wacky, or Richard could have done something wacky, and someone else besides you?
I didn't say. Yeah, I never said me in particular.
Yes, you did.
Oh, if I did,
That was
then
the
I,
first
then I
thing
used,
you said.
All right, then I use me as an example. That's fine. Maybe me.
But Gary, you're yelling at Sal for having weird thoughts.
No,
Yeah,
I'm saying he shouldn't be. First of all, he shouldn't be having it. But I can't tell a person what
I
to
agree
think.
with you. It makes
but
him look
I'm
bad
not
to
yelling at him for
express
having
it,
weird
but-
thoughts. He shouldn't have. He shouldn't have verbalized.
But he doesn't know that.
Well, that's a big flaw. Then
That's a big flaw that you love, that you make perfectly clear every day. What I love about Sal is that he doesn't know how to filter himself. Today, I wasn't looking to filter myself. I was asking you an opinion based on the 20 years of the history of the show.
I know you don't know how to filter
and
yourself.
you just
but
grabbed
this
me
is-
by the arm and threw me in
This is
there.
one of those times that you should know.
All right, well, I should have, and I didn't. I screwed up. I've done a lot worse that shouldn't get me at this wedding, and apparently today I asked somebody's opinion on Howard could react to a wacky stunt, and you think I'm going to fucking blow up the building like I had dynamite strapped on me.
And there you go. That's repentant Sal. He's sorry.
It's not repenting. It's your reaction. I'm explaining your reaction, not my apology. I regret using Beth as an example. That was wrong. I was trying to make an example of Howard and how he puts the show first, and that's something, and that was said out of admiration. That's it. That's what I apologize about. I apologize for putting Beth in an awkward position. It's not fair to her, and I'm sorry to her.
But that's not
anybody else.
that's not even what you should be apologizing. That's one of the things you should be apologizing for.
You're not sorry
Well,
to
Gary, when you send me a bill for your fucking therapy session, then I'll tell you everything else. I mean, you're not my therapist, Gary. I'm just explaining to you.
I'm on the
what you-
wrap-up show. I'm
you're-
not fucking. I'm not.
I know, but you're posing.
We're discussing it.
We're not. You're posing me a question, then giving me your opinion, and that's it. And then when I'm giving you a rebuttal to your opinion, you're accusing me of not being sympathetic.
Okay,
it's
stop.
crazy. We're
stop.
going in circles.
Here we go. I'm going to go around the room very quickly to as many people I spoke to. John Hine, do you feel Sal understands what he did wrong? Yes or no?
In part.
But fully?
No.
In
Benji? In full, does Sal fully understand why he's not going to the wedding and what it was that he did to not get him there?
Well, I don't know that he's not going to the wedding. I think there's a good chance he'll.
Okay, but
might
does he
be.
fully understand why he shouldn't go to the wedding?
he understands what we're thinking and what you're thinking, but he doesn't agree with it.
So, okay. And I think that you don't fully understand.
I do fully understand.
So there's three people here. We're not the be-all, end-all, but...
I have to live with that, Gary. I don't know what to tell you. That's it. I mean, I made my bed. I have to sleep in it.
Alone.
Full of piss and shit.
Line 7, you're on the air.
Yes. Hello?
Oh, this guy. Oof. It's all over.
Gary,
Taking my
Gary, you're
headphones.
absolutely right. You're being too logical with him. One of the ways of dealing with Sal is not to ask him anything directly. Refer to him in the third person. That's all I'll say about that. He's throwing around these Freudian terms, and he has no sense of what they mean. And I also want to say that I believe that Beth and Howard handled it badly. They should not give him the option of being gracious and graceful and gentlemanly. He is not capable of that. They should have just ousted him, and that should be it. I'd like to ask you, Gary, who hired Sal?
Inevitably, it was Howard's decision.
Okay.
But he has to know how
What is his
he
highest
felt.
level of education?
Whose?
Has Sal.
Sal is a high school graduate with a small amount of college.
Community.
With what?
With a small amount of college.
Small amount. He never graduated college.
Not to the best of my knowledge, no.
Is that
Okay. Do you have any idea what his IQ might be?
Yeah, I got an idea.
What?
I'm going to give him like 105, 110.
Hey, that's about right. Mine is 128. I want to tell you, he is one of the most vindictive, destructive, hateful, hating. He hates people. Look at his marriage, which is falling apart. He is trying to destroy Howard and Beth's marriage so that he can get into bed with Howard.
See,
Goodbye.
George, that's where I disagree with you, George. I do not think that Sal is vindictive. I really don't. I think Sal doesn't see things.
But his false teeth fall out?
But I do not see Sal as a vindictive person.
Thank you for your opinion, George. Let's talk to Don in Syracuse. Don, you're on the wrap-up show.
Guys, I have been trying to call for the past 45 minutes. Someone has to defend Sal.
Go right ahead.
He is absolutely right. He's trying to drop the conversation, and it's going in circles. Every time Gary says, you don't understand, Sal says, yes, I understand. Next topic. But no, you keep attacking it.
Well, Don, it's not true, because then he'll go, you don't understand. What did I do that was such a big deal? What did I do that was so wrong?
I agree. But I feel he didn't do anything
Well, that's
wrong.
a different conversation.
Well, all right, you're right. And for Sal, and you guys keep saying Sal should not go to the wedding. Absolutely not. He should shut his mouth and go. The only problem I have with him is that he speaks for Howard. He shouldn't do that.
Right.
But he got the invite. He should be quiet and go. And what he said today, and as a fan, I kind of agree with Sal. I kind of think Howard was sort of looking for something funny to happen by inviting Sal.
I think you're in the minority. I think that you are a huge fan of the show, which we appreciate, but you don't fully understand who Howard is off the air.
And I think what happened was it got Howard made such a joke about it and talked about it so much, then he kind of forced himself into the situation of having to have Sal there.
No, I think it was a decision. I think he always left it in Beth's hands. Not to say that he wanted Sal there and she didn't. I think he agreed with Beth, and Beth said, you know what? I want to make this a happy day. I really think that she went out of her way to say, let's make this a great day and have no weirdness, no unhappiness. Let's just be joyous and let's invite everybody.
And here we are. Charlie in Columbus, you're on the wrap-up show.
Both. I think Sal should know when to say things and when to not. He should read my mind. Gary, you're a fucking idiot. Why would Sal know not to say that on the show?
I don't know, because he wasn't invited to the wedding for 3 months, and finally, out of the goodness of Beth's heart, he was invited. So most people would just be quiet and quietly go to the wedding. Is that so much to ask?
I guess not. Do you think it was nice for you guys to make it perfectly clear every day without me saying a peep that I'm not going to the wedding, and then shoot me an invitation? Maybe to me,
I didn't shoot you an invitation.
I know, but what do you think about that? You guys, you found it to be so glorious and so fun to make it perfectly clear that you got to the point where you were betting on me, an employee that should be part of a joyous occasion.
What the fuck are you talking about? Now you're the biggest deflector in the world.
No, that was fine. That months and months of Howard saying, "Oh, Sal's definitely not going to the wedding," and Gary come on the rap show. Sal's not going to the wedding. I didn't say one fucking peep. You You know why? I knew I made a mistake, and I gracefully took a step back, and I realized that was I had to suffer the consequences. Then I get shot an invitation. And you don't look at that as like, wow, like I was strung along like an asshole for 3 months.
Strung along by who?
So you're a
by
fucking
the whole
moron.
crew. No,
wait.
The crew didn't know who was going to invite you.
The crew didn't know that Beth was going to
How
change
am
her
I
mind.
supposed to believe that?
You know
Why did
what?
I get an invitation? And then all of a sudden now, everybody had to change a heart last minute and invited me. Maybe that's true.
I told
By the
you
way,
to be invited.
to George, I think Sal's IQ is about 92, like a fucking Reese's monkey.
Well, you had no problem.
You must have no IQ.
And you guys kept saying that I was like pissed off. I didn't say one word about this wedding in 6 months.
Sal,
Not
we didn't
one
say you were
word.
pissed off. We said
No,
we
you
didn't.
were. Like,
we
I
said we didn't
complained,
think you
I
were
cried.
going to be invited because of what happened. That's all.
But,
we were wrong. Benji was right, and
all right. So you were wrong. I was wrong. Let's move on. We all make mistakes.
What's up, guys? It's Teddy. On Thursday's wrap-up show, Gary brought his kids in, and we discussed what home life is like at the Delabate residence. Check it out.
Is it cool to ask like little personal stuff about their lives with you? Like nice
Depends.
stuff.
Nice
like
stuff.
do you guys have an allowance?
No, not really. Barely.
They're supposed to do chores to get money, but they don't do the chores, and we don't give them the money.
What's the one thing that bothers you about your dad most? The one thing that annoys you?
I don't know. Barely takes care of the dog.
Just so not true.
Mary has them so well trained.
Well, how about what's the thing you love the best about your dad?
I don't know. He's fun. He's funny to be around and stuff.
Now, like, have you just talked to Jackson yet? Like, is he allowed to date yet? You probably don't date yet, right?
No.
Well,
he's allowed to. He just doesn't seem to be that interested in it yet.
Howard asked Jackson at the end if there were girls in his life yet, and he said a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Lucas, how about you?
God. Yeah, I don't really feel like telling the whole world who I like.
Yeah, don't
So-
say the name, Lucas, please.
Can you tell me what the letter starts with? I'm just teasing.
No, don't.
I'm teasing.
Lucas is he. It's okay to say that he has somebody he likes, but we wouldn't say who it is, right?
Same. Is she a fifth grader or?
Yeah, she's my grade now.
Cool.
Good
Nice.
luck. Good luck with that. Dan and Austin, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey, I just wanted to say congratulations to Jackson and Lucas. Way to whip some butt in there, guys.
Thank you.
Hey, do you guys both play football or just Jackson? I wasn't sure.
Oh, we both play football.
Great. I remember last year your dad was a little bit concerned about whether or not you guys really wanted to play or if your dad was making you play.
Well, Lucas didn't want to play last year, but Lucas, did you play last season?
Yeah, it was actually really fun. I liked it a lot, and I can't believe I said no, I don't want to play.
Oh, good.
And now I'm going to go up to juniors now.
And you're going to play
and
again?
if my coach from Bantams is listening, I just wanted to tell you that I like football a lot.
Oh, that's
He
great.
gave me a good season.
Now, Sal picks on your dad a lot on the show, and how do you guys feel about that?
I don't know. I don't really hear any of it, so I wouldn't know. But he gave us he showed us the mask and the lips today, and I thought it was kind of funny.
Lucas, how about you? What do you think of that stuff that Sal has to make fun of your dad?
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Yeah, the masks and the lips and stuff. That was really good. It was really funny.
Now, do you guys enjoy goofing on him also when you're here? Like, the Sal put you up to doing some pranks or anything like that?
Yeah, I walked over with the mask, but he told me not to listen.
And who told you not to listen?
I did. I said, don't listen to that idiot. Take the mask off and go back. I kept calling the green room the dungeon because they came into work with me this morning. So they got up at 4 o'clock in the morning. And they've been here all morning, and when they're not doing the show is when they shouldn't be listening. So I call the green room the dungeon. In the meantime, there's a DVD player in there. There's the Sony...
right, that computer,
That
which is
computer in there.
fantastic.
So they're on there playing games and watching Simpsons DVDs, and I'm like, get back to the dungeon. Lucas is like, this is the best dungeon ever.
Yeah, I was going to say, nice dungeon. Now, Sal, what did you do to these poor kids? Did you have them prank their dad all throughout the morning?
You know, I went for a cup of coffee, and I came back, and Lucas, unsolicited, was already wearing the Gary lips, which I thought.
Well, he doesn't know that
he
they're
didn't.
Gary
He was
lips.
just.
He saw a giant pair of lips that looked funny, and he tried them on.
And we had fun with that. And then we did.
We did?
Us three.
Right.
We called it the Delabate 3. I put on the mask, and we did an armpit fart song together. And I love them. I mean, you know, out of all the people that come through here, I have to say I genuinely had the most fun with the Delabate boys. Me, Richard, and them had a blast in there.
Now,
We
Lucas,
really did.
how old are you?
10.
If you got invited to somebody's wedding, would you insult the bride?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Neither would I. Good answer.
Wait, not even with like a funny song or something? Like, wouldn't make
Oh, yeah, maybe with that, but yeah.
Okay. So a 10.
Now, Sal, you didn't fare very well today in the contest. I know we talked about it. You were giving it your best shot.
Yeah.
And you weren't here. Gary and I said we weren't that surprised that you missed a couple of, like the geography question. In fact, if you missed it, here's Sal and Levy answering that geography question that threw them for the loop about continents.
Name 4 continents.
How could you not know this?
Let's just need 4 of them. Just need 4 of them. Come on, Sal. You can do it. All right, everybody's pens down. Sal Governale first.
Asia, Africa, Tokyo, Mexico.
Even close.
Sal, I don't even know what to say.
He should wash his feet just for that.
Very bad at geography.
All right, you did not get that right. I'm going to go right to Bob Levy.
South America, North America, Africa, and Asia.
Jackson, did you think there was something wrong with Bob as he was answering those questions?
Was he kidding? I couldn't tell, or was he completely serious?
None of us can tell.
You talking about his accent?
Yeah.
Yeah, everything ends in cur. That's the old Stuttering John accent. Me and Susanna are going to get some pizza and some vodka.
Jackson, you don't want to see Bob Levy in Bridgeport with that type of accent. Let's put it that way.
Right.
So, but you were saying, but the math questions. I mean, you
threw me. Well, you
work
have
with
to
numbers for a
understand,
living.
but it's been a couple of years, and I dispense those things out of my head once I don't need them anymore.
I can almost understand not being able to take a fraction and make it into decimal points, although I can't really, but I can almost understand it. But not knowing what the odd numbers are, 1 through 10.
I do know that, but it's funny
don't.
when you were playing Beat the Buoy.
Right.
There were some things that baffled me that you didn't know. I was, but
that was on a buzzer, as opposed to this was you had time to write it down.
But it was the first question, and I have to admit, when you're under pressure, you do forget these things.
Was it one of those sort of honeymooners, Swanee River, Ed Norton moments?
It definitely was. My head was spinning. Not that it isn't normally, but it definitely was. The pressure got to me, and I thought I had it in the bag.
It was also interesting. You had the right pattern. You had 1, 3, but then 6, 9.
Right.
Do you know what your logic was?
Well, 6, 9 probably. I'm a pervert. I don't know. I don't know where it came from. I had the 1, the 3. I needed the 5 and the 7 and the 9, and I guess after the 3.
Do you know now what odd numbers are?
Of course.
Do you take any solace in the fact that you beat Bob Levy?
That makes me feel good, and even though it hurts to lose to Jackson, I'm very proud of him.
What are the odd numbers between 10 and 20?
10 and 20, you would have 11, 13, 15, 17, and 19.
But what's the definition of an odd number?
You.
No, really, what is it?
What's the definition of an odd number? The opposite of an even number.
What's an even number?
An even number is
an even number.
Right. Thank you. Lucas can tell you.
Lucas,
what type of question is? I don't think is that such a question.
Yes,
what's an
is.
even number?
It's a very simple answer.
Yeah,
what's an even number?
Think about it. What are the even numbers, and then what do they have in common?
What makes them special?
That they're identical. I mean, they create a sum of something. I don't know. What's an even number?
An even number. What happens? An even number.
I know what an even number is.
But I'm sorry. That's
the sum of 2 parts that make.
No, but that's the interesting thing. You do know the difference between odd and even.
Of course.
But you have no idea what they mean.
What can you do with What can you do with an even number that you can't do with an odd number?
Split it.
Split it how?
Evenly.
That's an even number.
Well, that's kind of